fried. Deep fat 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 fried.
Welcome to Deep Fat Fried.
Hello. Hey.
Fried.
How's everybody doing tonight here on Deep Fat Fried?
Hey, is this thing on? Hey, check 1 2. Hey, hi. Welcome to Deep Fat Fried.
Hi. Welcome to Deep Fat Fried.
Oh, great
How
to
you
see
doing?
you
All right.
guys.
How you guys doing tonight? Everybody's good.
DJ,
All
how
right,
have you
cool.
been,
Sky
buddy?
looking good. Paul, everyone looking good. All right,
TJ,
yeah.
How you been doing?
Doing
TJ?
wonderful. Doing wonderful, Scotty.
That's great to hear. How about you, Paul?
Oh,
Feeling
man.
chipper
I
today?
can't, dude. I'm going to throw up if we do the small talk, dude. I can't.
Oh,
I can't do
man.
small talk. It makes me queasy.
Sorry, dude.
And
How are
it's so
you,
much of it.
Paul?
Hey, man. What's going on? Oh,
How you been?
cool. All
What you been up
right.
to lately, Paul?
Oh, man. This weather, right? I mean, crazy.
Seriously, Paul, what have you been up to?
None of your business. You got
What the
a warrant?
fuck you been up to, bitch?
You got a warrant, officer?
Damn,
I don't need
dude.
to. I smelled weed.
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know what I smell? I smell some fucking bacon, bitch.
I smell some bullshit.
I wish I smelled. Yeah, dude. I wish that was all we had to do to cops when they came and like, oh, I detect the presence of weed. And I detect the presence of bacon, bitch. Get on my property. Shoo. Go get a warrant and come back. It doesn't work that way, though.
No.
We have a threat. Get down.
The police would be an okay institution, I think, if the balance of power was right in society. You know what I mean? Like, if we were allowed to be like we were like, if any public servant walks up to you and try to tell you how to live your life or what to do, you tell them, fuck you. You're just like a street sweeper.
Man, fuck
Eat
you,
a fat
dude.
pile of dicks. Like, if we could be
you.
that way with cops without getting maced or shot or beaten or arrested on some trumped up charge, you know?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd
But
be
we can't.
nice.
Yeah.
I think the police force would actually be something that served, you know?
Yeah, because cops wouldn't be fucking with you over no bullshit.
Well, they also wouldn't be going out there on the street with guns with this idea in their head that they're somehow the uber citizen. You know what I mean?
Dude, they're
I am
under
the
siege.
citizen that the citizens have chosen to be the. Because like really, like who's more powerful than the cop? We say like Trump's like a big disaster for the country, and he is. But like the street cop, he's the bigger disaster, dude. He's got a gun, and he's legally empowered to just put that gun to your head and end your life. All he's got to do is say he saw you doing something, say he felt threatened.
But that's twofold, I think. One is because politicians have given them all this excess military, supplies and equipment. Also, it's the public tolerating that, because it's really when you hear about these shootings, you have a very divided public. You have a lot of people going like, the police just trying to do their job. It's dangerous out there. We got to support the police no matter what they do. They're in the right, unless it's very clear, they just shoot someone in the back. But a lot of times, if you watch these videos, it's very ambiguous. Things happen very quickly. So there's a lot of ways you can make excuses. Like, look, I didn't imagine because
The heat of the moment. Yeah.
Well, imagine this. You're like this will happen a lot of times. Like, put yourself in the officer's shoes. Like, you're walking up to a vehicle and this guy's acting shady. He's rummaging around, and your job is you're trying to get home at night, and then you see a gun, and then you don't know what he's gonna do. Do you want to not go home at night? You want to give him that chance? And it's like a lot of people go, no, I wouldn't. I mean, if some guy had a gun, you got to shoot him. I mean, if it's you or them, because that's how it always kind of breaks down in people's minds. It's like this cop only did it. He didn't want to kill this person. It's that he didn't go home. If he doesn't go home if he doesn't kill this person.
Yeah. The thing I always wonder about with that whole line of reasoning is like, did the cop not choose to be a cop? It's not like it's not like jury duty where you get a fucking letter in the mail like it's your turn to be a police guy. Like,
You'll get drafted into the sheriff's department.
You choose that line of work. It's like, yeah, it's dangerous. No shit.
Not only is it dangerous, but you have to act to protect the life of that citizen until you know that their intent is to kill you. So you have to be trained to not pull that trigger until you know that weapon is there and coming for you.
Yeah. I mean, like,
And
part of being a cop should be like the lives of citizens are above my life. But right now, they have the opposite view. Like, I am above the citizens. No, you're below, bitch.
And if there's ever a
You're a
police
servant.
issue bullet dug out of somebody's back, that's a problem. There's no reason to fire a weapon at a fleeing suspect. There's just no reason.
Well,
And, like, I mean, I guess unless that dude's got like a bomb belt on and he's running towards an orphanage or something.
Yeah, or like he's got an AK-47, he's running,
But some dude ditches a stolen car and runs into an alleyway, you don't open fire.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, a big problem with it, too, is that it becomes so tribalistic because it's like, oh, my God, they're shooting these innocent black men. They're getting killed. It's like, but here's the thing. It's like the police shouldn't be killing anybody. Unless they're a direct threat, it doesn't matter what they look like, what their political beliefs are. None of that should matter. What should matter is we should hold the police force to a higher standard. They shouldn't kill anybody unless there's a direct threat to public safety, like this guy's shooting a gun in the air and shooting at people, and they kill him. Or the guy's pointing a gun at the cops, like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Then I understand why that person has to be killed. I think society accepts, like, hey, if someone does this and threatens everyone around them, then they kind of like say, well, sometimes you're empowered to kill somebody because it's for the greater good.
Yeah, I mean, these cops are trained to be reactive, too. Because, like, there was that situation we read about or heard about a number of months back where we were looking at that story, and it was like the cop, he instead of killing this mentally ill guy, he like talked him down and stuff, and then some other cop arrived and ended up shooting him, I think, or something along those lines.
Yeah. I
don't remember the specific details, but basically the cop who talked the guy down was like chastised for not just immediately using force. I think he even got fired. Like,
the cops are trained in this country now. It really seems to escalate. It's escalate, and then someone ends up dead. I've seen so many videos online of mentally ill people, and they'll be surrounded by police officers pointing like AR-15s at them, pointing fucking.
We saw that one in New Mexico that one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Years
like
back.
They surround people, and I understand. Like, look, if someone's waving a knife around, obviously they're a danger. But isn't there other methods to try? Like, can't you shoot beanbag rounds at them? Can't you try something? Can't you exhaust every other?
There are
thing?
other methods.
And if you talk about this with a lot of people, they're like, "Oh man, we don't need to coddle these fucking criminals, man."
Yeah, but they're not just being a criminal just because
It's
they
like,
want
why
to be
don't
a
we
criminal.
just?
They're mentally
if
ill.
that's our attitude, why don't we just switch over to the Judge Dredd system? You know,
the sentence is death.
Judge, jury, executioner, and cop all in one just shows up. You've committed this crime. I have found you guilty, and I am now carrying out the sentence. You will go to prison for 25 years, or I'm going to execute you on the spot, or whatever it is.
If the AI takes over, that may be how it goes down. You know what I mean?
They'll just send a Terminator.
Because
to your
it'll,
fucking house.
the law enforcement bot will have all the data from all the cameras and terminals and shit. It'll be able to immediately make a determination on guilt and innocence. Why clog up the courts if you've got absolute irrefutable proof that somebody did something? Just
Paul Parkey, you've been found guilty of jaywalking.
Yep.
You are sentenced to 6 months.
6 months in the ISO cubes.
Oh shit!
No, I'll never jaywalk again. You will be a good citizen. You will be a good citizen.
Yep.
Obey the law. Obey the law.
I know a lot of people like they hear stuff like that and think it's dystopian, but to me that's fucking paradise, man.
Paul's just like,
Oh yes.
yeah.
Stupid people
Punish
do
me
stupid
for my
shit.
transgressions.
Dude,
Yes.
Paul just wants a chip implanted in his brain that just like
Yeah.
that Paul just gets to live in a fantasy world, and we doesn't have to go in the real world that just guides him what to do. It's like, Paul, you need groceries. This is what you must do now to do that.
No, I actually want that thing plus a robot to go do all that shit for
okay.
me. I don't want it to tell me what to do. I want it to go do it for me.
Like, you just think it and it happens. You're like,
Yeah.
I want a sandwich, and like your little robot just goes out like, yes, Paul.
Oh, dude, I
Paul,
want
we
patty
have
melt.
sensed. Paul, we have sensed that you are hungry for a pepperoni pizza. Here is a healthy alternative.
Yeah.
It's great, dude.
It's like a bowl of barley soup or something like that.
Negative. Triple pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm afraid I can't get that for you.
You are past your cholesterol index for this week, Paul.
Well, speaking of food, I'm ready for tonight's show. That's right. I brought my shillelagh. Boiled or fried, eh, TJ? How do you like them, huh? Huh?
Fuck.
Taters.
Tonight's
Tonight's show's about taters, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Taters.
Tatoes, yeah.
Yeah, taters.
Taters.
Am I wrong?
You
I
are.
prep to talk. I brought a bunch
It's
of.
about dictators.
Dude, Paul's just, you know what Paul really needs? He's talking about this benevolent dictator. Paul just needs a dictator. He's an AI dictator, just tells him what to do.
Yeah.
And
We all do.
He'll be mad at first. He'll be like, I want the triple pepperoni pizza, but I'll be like, Paul,
We're all gonna have that,
It's not
like-
good for you, Paul. And Paul's like, I want it, and I'm like, ugh!
We're all
Sorry,
going to have
Paul.
that moment where we're like, I'm a free autonomous being and I don't need to be told what to do. But eventually, like, we're going to realize, like, holy shit, we don't murder and steal and rape each other anymore. And anything I want is at my fingertips. Maybe I do need to be told what to do. Oh, well.
Well, you know,
It's got to get through that wall of ego down to the chimp core.
it's a brave new world, Paul.
Yep.
So yeah, tonight's episode is about dictators.
The dick.
Damn it, man. What am I going to do with all these baked potatoes I made?
I don't know.
Sorry,
shove
dude.
them up your ass, I guess.
Well, you can do that for him, TJ.
Yeah, I'll shove them up his ass.
Some nice guys here.
Who's this? Who's
We
these
have-
people,
we
Scotty?
have on
Idi
top,
Amin.
Idi Amin. We have Saddam Hussein.
Some
Pol
guy.
Pot?
Yeah, I don't know what Pol Pot looks like. So if you're saying that's Pol Pot,
I think it might be.
we have Stalin,
Quit
Yeah.
Stalin.
Zao Dadon.
Zao Dodong.
Hitler,
Hitler, yeah.
Genghis Khan. I'm not sure who that guy is.
Shaka Zulu, maybe.
Kim
I
Jong
don't
Il,
know.
and we have Vlad the Impaler, dude.
I like him.
He looks like he would be kind of a weirdo to hang out with, though.
Yeah, he does look like he'd have some strange... I mean, I don't know. I'd probably hang out with him before anyone else on here. Who would you chill with?
Off of this list?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Saddam.
Saddam, maybe. I don't know, dude. It'd be kind of tough if I had to chill with one of the dudes on this list.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd say I'd probably get along best with Saddam. Maybe Idi Amin. He liked Western civilization and stuff. He was into that shit.
Just tell him you're Scottish, dude.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could be like you could be in like in that last King of Scotland movie.
Yeah,
dude.
there you go. He treated that dude pretty well for a while
That
until
actu-
he fucked his wife.
Well, that actually never even happened, but still.
Right, well,
I read
whatever.
that Saddam Hussein.
I'm talking about the movie, TJ, not reality. Come on, buddy.
All right, sorry.
And this is a total aside, but I actually read once that Saddam Hussein ate a family-sized bag of nacho Doritos in 7 minutes.
Oh shit. Well, I want to hang out with Saddam.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Saddam's got some fucking snacks going on and shit, dude. Well, when he was
Yeah.
alive.
But I'm gonna go ahead and
Did
make
you guys
my-
watch Saddam's execution video?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see it, Paul?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Yes,
Kind of sucks that such a great man had to meet
Oh,
such a
yeah.
tragic end like
a
that.
great man. Yeah, but I gotta say, from these pictures, Genghis Khan.
What do you think? You want to
He
smoke
looks
some?
high as a kite. He looks chill as fuck. He looks like a dude that you could sit across from, have some kombucha with. You know what I mean? Just chill, kick back. order
Probably
some
lop
pizza.
your head off within like 5 minutes of meeting
Yeah, if
you.
I was offensive and stupid, but if I was just there to chill and smoke and hang out, I think me and Genghis would get right along.
Nah, dude. I don't think so.
But have
Paul.
fun hanging out with Vlad Tepes, that weirdo in the fluffy hat with the dreadlocks and shit.
I think he'd like me.
Oh, yeah. He'd like you up on a fucking spike.
Nah, dude,
Nah,
we'd
dude,
be cool.
I mean Doritos with Saddam all the way, 100%.
Nobody wants to hang out with Mao, though, notice.
Nah, he
Like,
kinda
nobody
looks-
even considered Mao or Hitler, really. I mean,
dude,
would you,
I mean, like, yeah, I mean,
would you chill with Hitler?
Let's make it down to the big three on here, because really, Stalin and Mao and Hitler are the
Yeah.
big.
Oh, yeah.
So, who would you rather hang out with?
Oh.
Just of those three?
I think Genghis Khan is on.
Nah,
the
he's
throne
old.
as well.
He's too old school. I'm talking about the fucking real deal
All right.
20th century motherfuckers.
All right. Out of those three, oh, man, that's kind of tough.
Mao looks pretty fucking dour, dude. I don't know how much.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know how
think-
fun he would look.
Mao looks dorky, and he probably just wasn't all that fun to hang out with. Hitler might have been
Hitler, they say, he
A
had
charismatic
a
guy
sense
in
of
his
humor
personal
and
life,
shit.
yeah.
You know?
right, so he might have had some jokes and shit. I think. What do you think about Stalin? He's like a big question mark.
So
to me.
here's the thing with Stalin. Stalin could be charming and shit, but like, there's a lot of fucking stories about people like you go hang out with Stalin, you have a good time, and then the next thing you know, you're just dead.
Oh, so if you said something, he would just be like, "Ah, that's really."
Like he would kill people for like he changed his hair. What does that mean? I don't like it. I'm killing him.
Okay.
Oh, fuck that.
So like
dude.
the least little doubt that's in Stalin's mind, he's just gonna act on it.
But I think all these guys probably displayed a little bit of that impulse, right?
Sure.
Because Hitler
For
was
sure.
very
I
paranoid
mean, yeah,
and was.
Hitler definitely killed some people that were
and
in
I
his
know
inner
Mao
circle.
disappeared.
Oh,
You know
God,
what,
yeah.
dude?
Of his population.
None of us
to
are really
prison.
super educated, so we maybe get along with Mao. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
He'd be like, look, Mao, we're dumb fucks like you. He'd be like, all right, I respect that.
Wasn't it Mao that like started
Have some General Tso's
re-education
chicken.
camps or whatever?
and he would kill like the intellectuals of the day and shit. because they
Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I guess Hitler probably. I think you'd be in less danger of being murdered if you could walk the straight and narrow with Hitler.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You know what I mean?
But Hitler ain't gonna smoke no weed or
dude,
nothing. He's too uptight.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
Mao,
he didn't
dude.
drink?
I don't
Nope.
think so.
He was a vegetarian.
Did any of these dudes drink?
Stalin.
Stalin
I
probably,
mean,
right.
Stalin's Russian. He probably
Right.
drank.
Dude, I would have good Chinese for the rest of my life, dude, because I fucking hit it off with Mao, dude. I'm taking Mao.
Yeah.
A lot of people starved under Mao, but he didn't starve.
Mao looks like a little old woman, though.
You know what, dude? I'll roll them dice with Stalin.
All right, I'll take Hitler.
All right.
We'll see which one of us survives.
I'm pretty sure Stalin will kill me the next day, but I think we'd have at least a fun night together.
Yeah, that'd be a fun
Drinking,
night.
and he'd open up to me, and that's probably why I'd die.
Oh, yeah.
Because he'd be like, I told him too much. That
Yeah, I said
motherfucker.
too much.
I got to fucking lob his head off for sure. So, maybe just one night of partying with Stalin and then get out of Russia.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, obviously all these guys had some charm because they were able to fucking weasel and worm their way up to the top of the ladder. Probably not Vlad. He probably just inherited it. But, the rest of these guys, they had to fight for what they got. So, Scotty, what exactly is a dictator? How's it even defined, dude?
So the word dictator or despot in modern times is used to describe the absolute ruler, other than a king, of a country.
That seems like a fucking bullshit rule to me, man.
Well, and that rule is not evenly applied because many a king has been called a dictator and a despot. So,
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think we actually get into it a little bit.
okay.
So, let's see here. So the word dictator is from the Roman Republic when a man would be given absolute power for 1 year to get the country out of an emergency. So basically, that's where the origin of a dictator is, that they would give one person power, like, you're a dictator.
Okay, so, like,
You can write the republic or whatever.
let's say, like, you're in a country, shit's going awry. It's like, all right, we need to stop all this fucking squabbling and bullshit and just appoint someone to fix this shit. And so they just give someone absolute power for, like, a year, hoping that they're going to fix what's wrong.
Well, it's never just a year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because as soon as the year's up, it's like, you know what? I think I'm just going to keep
Well,
power.
that's how it went from Republic from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire. It was like Caesar was, given the dictatorship. Like he was basically, I'm going to, save the country. I'm going to save the Republic. And of course, that's when the empire began. Of course. So some dictators gain political power by winning an election and canceling new elections once they took power. So that does happen sometimes. So sometimes they are elected and they say, you know what, now that I've been elected, let's kind of just do away with that whole thing. I mean, look, I'm here. What else do you really need?
Yeah, so that's going to be like,
Why have an election when you've already got perfection?
didn't they say, wasn't there some poll that came out that said like 50-something% of Republicans would support Trump if he tried to cancel the 2020 elections?
Yeah. They did. Fun fact. So kings and emperors often use force and fear too, but usually they're not called dictators. This is because those monarchs, for some reason, for being in power,
Have some reason.
have
for
some
being
reason.
power.
Usually their father was king or emperor, but a dictator gained power himself.
So really, it's more noble to be a dictator than a king.
Yeah, so they're
'Cause
saying
dictators at least earned that shit.
they're elected. There's a coup. There's some way, or they use force.
They social engineered their way into that position.
I guess.
Unlike a king who just had it handed to them like a pussy.
I mean, some of these dudes probably just had it handed to them. They were just in the right place at the right time to seize power, no?
I
guess
mean,
they
you got to
did-
have
they-
opportunity too. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, they did have to seize it for themselves, though. You know?
So also, when someone is a king or emperor, there's usually several kings or emperors before them. Usually, you're not the first king of your country. You're in a lineage, and people associate with king with like, it's divine. The king was, appointed by God. There's a sort of hereditary claim. There's a nobility that there's like. I think there's more of like a government apparatus around that.
Sure.
That kind of ensures that. Whereas like a dictator is someone, like I said, that rises to power on their own. A dictator often creates the job of dictator by gaining power. So obviously, you become dictator, then you give yourself a position like president for life or eternal president. in
Like
the case
Vladimir Putin or some shit.
Yeah.
Where he alternates between being president and whatever the other position he has is.
So obviously, this is kind of a problem. When you give someone that much power in an entire country, and some of these countries are fairly large. I mean, China's a huge country.
Right, huge, yeah.
I mean, Iraq is actually not that small of a country. Germany's definitely wasn't a small country.
No.
I mean, that can really go to your head. I mean, that doesn't really seem like a good idea, does it? To give one
good
person that
old
much power.
Genghis here conquered a bunch of shit.
That's
I mean,
why I want to chill with him.
He was probably the best as far as conquerors go, right?
Because think about it. Like, he was the biggest dick on the block. He was probably the least paranoid. He probably, like, saw a bunch of people every day, didn't care about... Because, like, dude, who was coming for Genghis Khan?
Yeah, nobody. He held it all together until he died, and then his family squabbled.
I mean, no
over
one
it.
could. Really, no one could step to Genghis Khan. They just didn't fucking. There was no one that
And I
had the
guarantee
military
you
might
he
to do
smoked
it.
some weed, too.
At least some opium.
You know who else on this list was smoking some weed, dude? I bet you can guess, dude. Which one of these dudes on here looked like they were fucking puffing the ganja?
Kim
Il Sung,
dude.
yeah.
Kim Il Sung.
I was gonna say, man, he's a dark horse for which dictator
dude.
I'd chill with, because he looks genuinely like, out of all these dudes trying to look happy and normal and gregarious in some of these photos. Well, some of them are, some of them clearly aren't. Dude, he looks like he's like having a ball. He looks warm as fuck.
Yeah, Hitler is not trying to look like a nice guy.
He's going for a different aesthetic.
He's German.
He's
I mean-
going for like, I am a stern father figure that will lead this land into a new age
Deutschland.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, no, that's not what Germans want, anyways.
Yeah, Germans don't like that happy shit. Germans want some brutal oppressor to fucking shove a fist up their ass.
Well, yeah. Is that why there's so much German S&M porn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Abuse me.
Yeah.
Take away my clites.
Yeah, they want that. They basically.
What is that?
What?
Why do they want to be like... They're such like an outwardly proud people, but in the bedroom they're just like, oh, degrade me. Oh, yeah. Shove your
something
fist
in the German psychology, dude.
Yeah, it's that weird...
Maybe if there's any Germans watching this, I'm sure there are. Yeah, maybe you can fucking explain it to us.
Why are you outside are you a Chad, but inside you're a cuck, dude?
Yeah, tell us. Tell us, German fans. Tell us. Hey, remember though, some of the there's two. Remember, in every one of those situations,
Right.
there has to be another German on the other side too. That's like,
Whoa.
I am your master. You know.
That's true.
So-
yeah.
Yeah, you are a
here
slave.
to plunder your butthole.
Maybe they're even reversing around. You know.
Oh, yeah, switching it up so that I get
Yeah.
to be humiliated, degraded, and
Exactly.
dehumanized tonight.
Exactly. So
I shit in your mouth last night, Hans. It's not fair. It's my turn to Eizen the Scheitzen.
I love it, dude. Sorry, Germany.
Sorry, Germans. I'm a
Hey,
rube.
I
from
know
the
you
middle of
guys.
nowhere.
I know you've been through
No,
a lot.
You know
We're
what?
sorry.
You're always good. They produced the Nazis. That's all you have to say.
Right, but I mean, I feel bad that they're still having to fucking deal with that shit.
Oh,
all
hell no,
these
dude.
fucking years
The Nazis
later.
had that same kind of mentality to them, though, didn't
Right,
they?
that's
Like,
what I'm saying.
outwardly, they were
That's
like,
why I'm saying
"Yeah,
it's
yeah."
part of the fucking psychology of the people,
But
dude.
it was totally self-abusive.
Yeah, and I think Hitler probably was getting his ass spanked by Hans occasionally,
Hans
dude.
Gruber.
Yeah. Anyway, so I guess we're going to talk about some specific
We're
dictators
talking about
now.
two dictators tonight. Our
Two
first
of them,
one
all right.
is Muammar Gaddafi.
Is this him? This is him.
Yeah.
There you go. Handsome guy, dude.
Yeah, I gotta say, a looker. Good jawline, right?
Yeah, he's got a strong jaw. He doesn't need a beard like us to hide his weak fucking pussy ass chin.
You know what he looks like he could have been? He could have been like one of those old kind of action star guys. Like he could have been on the 18.
Yeah, he looks fucking rugged, dude.
Hey, he could have been like the explosive expert on an action show. Or,
He's a rugged guy.
you know, yeah, good looking dude.
So Gaddafi was
Classically handsome.
born in 1942 to a Bedouin family. As a young man, he was inspired by anti-colonialism and socialism of, I'm gonna fucking butcher this,
Gamal Abdel
Nasser.
Nasser.
yeah, in neighboring Egypt. At school, he formed friendships with a group of young men who would become his co-conspirators
Gay.
against Libya's pro-Western monarchy. Gaddafi attended military college and spent several months getting into further military training in Britain before being commissioned. Okay? So on September 1st, 1969, he and a group of young officers seized power in a bloodless revolution. So interestingly enough, it was a bloodless coup. So when Gaddafi took over, it wasn't like, they had to really battle for it. The short version is the king, his name was King Idris, the monarch in the country, basically left the country. I think it was to visit Greece, and they just basically seized all the important, like they seized like the palace and the airports and all the key.
And Gaddafi's only
infrastructure.
27 at this time.
Yeah,
too.
so and Gaddafi's young.
Yeah, so Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, take note. It's time for a fucking bloodless revolution here in America.
So after doing this, he
When
forced
Trump
out.
leaves the White House, you just walk on in and be like, I'm the president now. Anyone got a problem with that?
So after he did this as well, he forced out the U.S. and British military forces, and over the next 2 decades, invited every shade of radical, from the Palestinian Liberation Organization to the Irish Republic, to the IRA.
Cool.
So for a long time, Libya was kind of viewed as like a safe haven for terrorism.
Neat.
Much of the way people view Afghanistan, and Syria at this point.
I mean, hey, dude, it's
How come
business,
there's never
right?
how come there's never like a fucking real nice hotbed of terrorism, you know?
I mean, because they have to remain they have to remain seedy and backwater to be good hives of terrorism.
Yeah.
You can't have like a bunch of Bedouin tribesmen shooting AKs off in the middle of your
And then
cities
go in
shit.
and drink some Starbucks.
Right.
You know?
It doesn't make no sense. Like, yeah, let's go have some Panera bread and then,
If I ever start a terrorist state, it's going to be more like that, you know? We're going to have all the nice amenities.
But then everybody's going to be too fucking comfortable and lazy and fat to want to be terrorists anymore.
Yeah. Maybe
They're
I'll
not
tell
gonna-
them that the West is trying to take their Starbucks
You're
away.
sowing your
dude.
own poison doing it that way. Like, if you want people that are just going to blindly kill for you and lead, like, follow your lead no matter what.
They got to lead lives
gotta
of
be
misery
desperate.
and squalor, yeah.
So Gaddafi was an early enthusiast of Arab political union and saw himself as Nasser's natural successor. I think he was the second or first president of Egypt, and Gaddafi had a boner for this Nasser dude. I didn't pull an image of him, but that was like a really big inspiration.
I bet it was a big old boner, too.
Oh, dude, it definitely was. But nearly all his efforts to become an Arab liberator floundered, and Libya was often isolated from its neighbors and also from the West. Libya had a small shooting wars with Egypt, Chad, and Tunisia. Gaddafi clashed with the PLO leader Yasser Arafat. He called for overthrowing the Saudi royal family. So kind of
I agree with him on that.
So he wasn't. Gaddafi was a very vocal critic of a lot of the Arab world. So
It sounds like he's a real go-getter, too. It kind of talks about that industrious spirit of the dictator, you know?
Right.
Like, he's always looking to start some shit, to get into some shit, to push his shit forward.
Well, the political theory behind that I read a lot was that he kind of needed chaos in order to control Libya.
Hell yeah.
He kind of needed this constant, strife, and we're always at war, and we're always in these different conflicts to try to, really, I think, frame the public's attention away from the fact that Libya had a lot of serious economic problems.
And so we're going to watch a video now of Reagan calling Gaddafi the fucking mad dog of the Middle East.
Whoa.
So let's take a look at that.
Revolution, which
Hold on, I'm
is
gonna turn it up a
targeted on
little.
Many of his own Arab
Yes,
compatriots.
go to the beginning.
What's that?
Go to the beginning.
Oh, it wasn't at the beginning.
But we know that this mad dog of the Middle East has a goal of a world revolution, Muslim fundamentalist revolution, which is targeted on many of his own Arab compatriots. And where we figure in that, I don't know, maybe we're just the enemy because it's a little like climbing Mount Everest, because we're here.
Wow. What an insightful man.
Oh, man, yeah.
It's like climbing Mount Everest. We're just
God,
here.
I miss him and his fucking insight, dude.
Yeah.
What a great president.
I would really love to do an episode on Ronald Reagan.
We should do an episode called Ronald Reagan, Senile Old Fool, or something like that.
Make America Great Part 1, dude, and Trump can be Part 2.
Because, wow, man, how come the Republicans are always putting forth these dumb shits?
Because they're the party of stodgy old men.
Yeah.
Like crusty
But,
old...
I swear, there's Republicans out there that can actually get through a sentence and actually talk
they
with
never
some
go very
eloquence.
far.
Yeah, but it's like people don't want that. The Republicans always want just like, he's like the fucking, he's like the mad dog. And why don't they like us?
He's the mad
I guess,
dog.
because we're so awesome, they
Middle
just
East.
got to hate us, It's like Reagan was a dumb shit who couldn't find his way through a sentence. Bush was a dumb shit who couldn't find his way through a sentence.
Well,
Trump is a dumb
but-
shit who
but
can't
race
find his way through a
psychology
sentence.
to it too, because people that don't have good vocabularies and stuff,
They feel condescended
Right.
to if someone talks to them who actually is able to,
I can feel that. Like Galen the other day,
Right.
made that post that you had a back and forth with him, and it was just like, I pontificate the illiterate. I'm an ephalist, fluidist, floppitist,
Yeah.
dippitist, and
But
he's
Galen
talking about
actu-
how he wants people.
But Galen
to pick
actually
up a
does
book.
talk like that, so.
Right, I know. and I'm not saying he doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but the whole conversation you were having with him is about how you wanted people to pick up a fucking book. And it's just like nobody's gonna listen to you if you're gonna throw like nothing but words. They have to go look up every fucking word.
Yeah, that's true. But that is how he talks.
I know.
I mean, I don't think
So I
people
can
should be
feel it.
penalized for having a good vocabulary.
I mean, I think there's a certain level that you wouldn't accept, though.
Probably.
I bet in a politician, if a politician was like, indubitably, fluidly, flippity, floppity, floobity, you'd probably at some point be like, all right, this guy has no idea what I'm about, where I'm from.
Burying
Yeah, I don't know.
a message behind technical jargon or of this overusage of sesquipedalian terminology, I think does eventually detract from
Well,
the
I mean,
message.
like, if you read, like, Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, that guy, I mean, he was constantly throwing the extreme verbosity at you with just... I mean, he didn't like a word. I mean, the more syllables there were in a word, the more that motherfucker liked it, so...
I mean...
And, I mean, you could get through it, and like it just takes a little bit longer to kind of interpret the meaning if you're not familiar with the language they're using.
If it's woven in a way that enhances the story or enhances your point, then I think it's good. But I think if it's just overloaded with that kind of language, that it tends to just almost be... It takes away from what you're
saying. It kind of
saying.
depends on what you're going for, too.
Right.
You gotta be able to read your crowd.
With H.P. Lovecraft, it kind of lent this air of, like, snide detachment, which really worked for his stories because they were so horrific that the impersonal way they were described made them seem more real. Like he was just recounting the facts and essence of a thing instead of trying to bowl you over with impressive prose.
Yeah.
Although sometimes he did venture into the more poetic shit, like he did this thing, The Outsider, which was kind of a parody of Edgar Allan Poe.
So what do you guys think Gaddafi
Anyway,
was
we're
like?
getting off
What do you even know about Gaddafi?
I don't know much about him. I know he had an all-female security force.
That's one thing we'll talk about.
I know that he he died a very gruesome, brutal death. I know that he
he should.
I know he was obsessed with his appearance, and it seems like it was justified because he is a pretty fucking
Mad dog.
good-looking guy.
He's a mad dog.
He's the mad
Need
dog
to be put
of
down.
the
It's a
Middle
shame
East.
he was allowed to keep going as long as he was.
Yep.
What about you, Paul? Do you know anything about Gaddafi?
That's about
Yep.
my extent.
He
You know.
was a dictator in the Middle East. What was hated
Actually, in
America?
Africa, Paul. Africa.
Shut up. It's the same difference.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Same old thing over there. Africa, Middle East, whatever.
Same shithole.
He was over there and he hated America, and then we fucked him up eventually.
Yeah, and I don't know what his personality was really like. I would assume he was a charismatic guy that to accomplish the things he did.
So, plenty of dictators have indulged in strange behavior, but Gaddafi's quirks were unique, according to Gerald Post, a political psychologist at George Washington University. One thing he didn't have in common with other dictators, Post told Live Science, was a narcissistic personality.
Yeah, he did not age well. Look at this.
No, he did not.
Man, he looks like he has like a Michael Jackson thing going on later in
His
life.
language
Oh,
was
yeah,
extremely narcissistic. And this is a quote of like Nancy would say, "My people, they all love me. They all love me. They will protect me," Poe said. He found it inconceivable that his people did not all love him.
I can understand that.
So, like, I saw the interview that this guy's referring to. It's like it's basically shortly before like the fall of Tripoli, and Gaddafi's like, "No, the people love me. Like they're gonna fight and keep me in power. There's no way I'm leaving power."
It's like Trump too. I mean, he's the same way where he just constantly is talking about how the people love him and the people are behind him and all this shit.
Nobody knows this more than me. Nobody knows that more than me.
I know it best.
Yeah.
We're gonna
I
do
mean,
it best. We're gonna do such a great job. We're gonna do a terrific job. We're gonna get the best people
Trump definitely has a lot of the characteristics
of a dictator.
that mark a dictator to me.
So Gaddafi regarded personal appearance as very important.
Well, how did he end up here then? I mean, that's
With him
what I
being
wanna know.
referred to as extraordinarily vain.
Wow.
Gaddafi had a large wardrobe and sometimes changed his outfit multiple times a day.
It's like Post Malone.
Yeah, he favored either military uniform or traditional Libyan dress, tending to eschew Western-style suits. He saw himself as a fashion icon, stating, "Whatever I wear becomes a fad. I wear a certain shirt, and suddenly everyone is wearing it."
So that's another thing about these fucking dictators is they love to be celebrities. Notice that with
Well, they are though.
yeah, but they embrace it in a very like showman-y type way that you might not necessarily expect just going into the topic, you know? Like
Yeah.
like there's an element of showmanship, there's an element of like their fashion is important to them, you know, and how they look, and they want to look a certain way, and they want to be trendsetters, and they want to be like cultural benchmarks. It's like they just want to impose themselves on all aspects of a culture, and everything has to be to their standard.
Right.
They're like super divas, basically.
Well, I mean, you're in a position of authority, you're able to do, especially.
Yeah, I mean, like
as
a lot of
dictator.
people, though, if they take power, they want, like, I want to have a military that's this way, or I want to, like, but really, like, these dictators, a lot of them, they want to permeate every aspect of culture across the board. You know, art has to be made to their sensibilities, culture has to be shaped to their sensibilities, and so on and so forth down the line.
I mean, we talk about the vanity argument, though. It's obvious that he had plastic surgery and other procedures, like, or Botox, other things done.
I think
to
he
him.
should have just let himself age naturally.
Well,
'Cause
that's
I think it
what
would
happens
have
with
been
a
a
lot of
better
these guys.
result than this horrible shit.
Like his whole life, he's considered, he's a very good-looking man.
Well, he ain't
And
here.
but then you do all these things to try to, like, I'm going to look young. I'm still going to look good, even though I'm, like, fucking pushing 70. And it's like, man, sometimes
He
you,
looks
you,
like
you need to age.
like a sentient paint bucket or something here. It's just like that
got some
strong
white-
jaw just turned into a fucking cartoon. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't even look real.
He has wide nostrils, too, dude.
Yeah, look at that. Like, there's barely any connection there. It's like his nostrils look like a cat.
Does he have a Coke nose? Is that what it could be?
He probably just had reconstructive surgery on that nose, and there's not much left there.
Yeah.
between
Not
the
much
nostrils.
cartilage, dude.
They shaved a little too much off the top, and there's just nothing left.
So he was a very private individual. Gaddafi was given to rumination and solitude and could be very reclusive. The reporter, Marilla Blanco, interviewed Gaddafi's father, who stated that his son was always serious, even taciturn. Also being courageous, intelligent, pious, and family-oriented, Gaddafi's friend described him to Blanco as a loyal and generous man. More likely, he was often regarded as being bizarre, irrational, or quixotic.
Quixotic?
Quixotic? Yeah. Quixotic.
Quixotic.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Don
It's
Quixote.
from Don Quixote, yeah.
Behrman noted that Gaddafi was emotionally volatile and had an impulsive temperament. What the CIA believes that the Libyan leader also suffered from clinical depression.
Cool.
There you go, Paul.
Hey, man.
He was
instant
depressed.
empathy now. We shouldn't have killed this guy, man. He was just suffering.
I mean,
was
he
al-
died in a pretty just way, in my opinion.
He was also preoccupied with his own security, I guess rightly so, regularly changing where he slept and sometimes grounding all their planes in Libya when he was flying. He made particular requests when traveling to foreign nations. Gaddafi was notably confrontational in his approach to foreign powers and generally shunned Western ambassadors and diplomats, believing them to be spies.
So, like a strong mistrust
Where would he
of the
get
West
the
in
idea that
general.
our ambassadors and diplomats are spies, dude?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
dude. I mean, totally unjustified.
Where would he get that
belief.
paranoid notion that the ambassadors and diplomats
'Cause, like,
from other countries
when-
act as spies?
Like, when has the U.S. or any other
or
Western
any
nation
country ever.
ever done that?
Yeah.
Like, when
Never.
have we ever meddled in their politics and stuff like
Not
that?
one
That's never
time.
happened.
Never.
Not
So
one
totally,
time.
It just shows his paranoia there, you know? It's like those crazy people at Waco who thought the government was out to get them, so then the government came out
Right.
to get them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but did they really get him?
Well, I don't know. It
did they
depends
re- I
on-
mean, look.
I guess it depends on how broad of a perspective
Did they
you're-
really
you're
get him,
taking.
TJ?
They got burnt to a husk, and the government got a black eye that's healed over now. And most people don't even remember it happened.
Yeah, like what happened? So this is shocking. Gaddafi has also been described as a womanizer.
I don't believe it.
I can't believe a dictator of a country.
womanizer?
Yeah.
Really?
I know, guys.
Well, all of my sympathy for him is just flown out the window now.
In the 70s and 80s, there were reports of his making sexual advances towards female reporters and member of his entourage. Starting in the 1980s, he traveled with his all-female Amazonian guard, who were allegedly sworn to a life of celibacy. Can you imagine that, dude? So, like, they're supposedly not going to be fucking.
Why did he want that?
Well, that's
keep a bunch
bullshit.
of horny women around him so that he could take them back to
Well,
his
one,
bed
it's-
chambers and fuck them.
It's
Well, no,
ob- it's
obviously
bullshit.
he wants. I mean, like, to hire all female guards, there must be some reason beyond just wanting to fuck them. Because I mean, you could.
Maybe he trusted women more than men or some shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
He knew that they couldn't have designs on any real power, right?
we'll just read a little bit further. So, after Gaddafi's death, the Libyan psychologist Seyhem Sergewa, yeah, sorry, I'm not good at pronouncing Libyan names.
I don't know. I suck at foreign names.
Part of a team investigating sexual offenses during the Civil War stated that 5 of the guards told her that they had been raped by Gaddafi and other senior officials.
Okay.
After Gaddafi's death, the French journalist Annick Cogin published a book alleging that Gaddafi had sexual relations with the women, some in early teenage years, who had been selected for him. One of the Kojin interviewed a woman named Soraya. I'm
Soraya.
Soraya. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, dude. I'm not.
I'm gonna go ahead and take it over.
Okay.
All right. One of those Kojin interviewed, a woman named Soraya, claimed that Gaddafi kept her imprisoned in a basement for 6 years where he repeatedly raped her, urinated on her, forced her to watch pornography, drink alcohol, and snort cocaine. Okay, so yeah, there's maybe some cocaine nose going on. Gaddafi also hired several Ukrainian nurses to care for him. One described him as kind and considerate and was surprised that allegations of abuse had been made against him. Oh, that's weird.
Must not have been his type.
Yeah, maybe she was just, I don't know.
Or maybe they're just
But
smearing him, dude.
it does kind of seem, you probably get more credibility shit talking him than you do defending him at this point. So maybe the people who said that they were raped and had to snort coke and shit are just playing into the fucking
maybe
legend.
they just fucked him and snorted coke with him a bunch.
And then she's like, "Oh, he made me do that and stuff."
It's possible.
So I don't know. I don't want to besmirch anybody, but we got to
I
fucking
never
look
do
at all
know.
sides here.
The next thing we have is
He had
the
a sex chamber, yeah.
where Gaddafi raped girls and boys. So
He was not just a womanizer, he was a
he had all rainbows
boyizer
on.
as
Yep.
well. Uncovered the macabre sex chamber of Libya's Colonel Gaddafi, where he raped girls and boys as young as 14. Colonel Muammar Gaddafi kept several sex dungeons at his palaces.
So far, no problem with it.
Libyan tyrant forced hundreds of young girls to become his sex slaves.
See, that's where it becomes an issue.
Gaddafi also had a harem of young men called the Services Group. Dictator visited schools and chose his victims with a pat on the head. That's creepy. Gaddafi was killed. Yeah, okay, we know he was killed. We'll get to that, I'm sure.
The services crew, dude.
Yeah, what a fucking weird euphemism.
This is a sex dungeon?
Yeah, it doesn't really
Looks
look
like
like
a
much of
Motel
a
6.
dungeon. What is this?
that's where they'd be examined.
I guess Motel 6s are kind of sex dungeons, though.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Makes sense.
Just American sex dungeon. So this is like an examination room where the girls
They
were
were
placed
checked
to be
for
checked for
STDs,
STDs
yeah.
before
Gaddafi doesn't
Gaddafi
want to
stuck
fucking
his
get a fucking
dictator in him.
disease. Yeah. He doesn't want to get a disease or something.
What is this? Chilling. This is the bedroom in Gaddafi's sex dungeon, decorated in 70s style with brown walls and a double bed, where he would take girls as young as 14 and sexually abuse them against their will. So this is, I guess this is supposed to be like a 70s style thing.
Yeah, it just looks like a piece of
believe
shit.
this
I don't know,
double-wide
man. Like,
trailer
if
or
I
something.
saw this, if I was like looking for a motel or something,
Yeah.
and I saw this picture, I'd be like, I keep scrolling.
Yeah,
I
probably
believe this
not.
was inside a university, too.
Oh,
So, yeah.
creepy. It's not in his palace. I thought it was in his palace. It's a very unflattering picture.
He didn't think so.
Yeah, I guess not.
And this kind of just goes to describe, what happened to this girl. He patted her on the head, then she basically became Gaddafi's
Many of
sex slave.
Gaddafi's famous battalion of female guards had also been abused by the despot. He just looks like Tommy Wiseau there. Looks fucking confused.
Oh, hi, Libya. It's me again.
That just said there that he basically had a lot of these plastic surgery procedures without anesthetic.
Oh, God.
Damn.
He
He's
was
a sadist,
hardcore.
huh?
That'd be a
Or
masochist.
masochist, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Probably both.
So he was a sex fiend.
A sadomasochist?
Sadomasochist. Yeah, so that's that.
Well, you
Wow.
just roll through it, so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's so long. What
I
part
know.
do you want
Well,
read?
Just move forward.
Okay.
The Bulletproof Tent.
So what is this about?
This is actually a news story. So this is Gaddafi actually put his tent up on one of Trump's properties that he owned.
Oh, really?
Long before Trump was president, though.
Turning that down a little. Jesus.
Bedford, New York. It's an affluent town almost 80 kilometers north of New York City. American celebrities like Martha Stewart and Ralph Lauren live nearby. Now another big name, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi, is making news here. Mr. Gaddafi pitched his tent on Donald Trump's property in Bedford and caused a stir. It was not a camping tent, but a ceremonial tent for receiving guests.
As long as it doesn't affect the rest of the town, it's, okay with me.
But officials in the town expressed outrage. The town issued a stop work order on the tent, claiming legal permits were not.
How did this not get brought up in the fucking election?
Because it was buried under a billion other fucking gaffes and weird statements
That's
and
true.
shit.
The next video actually is Trump talking about it. So this is the, quote, bulletproof tent. When Gaddafi was at home in Tripoli, he lived in a well-fortified compound with a complex system of escape tunnels, which, being a fucking dictator,
Shocking.
is not a bad idea.
That's just prudent.
But when he traveled abroad, this Bedouin brought a bit of the desert with him, camping out in the world's capitals. The tent was so heavy that it needed to be flown on a separate plane wherever the dictator traveled. To complete the Arabian Night theme, Gaddafi would often tether a camel or two outside. So, like, even like wherever he was, he had a couple camels brought with him as well. It's like there's got camels. It's like he really had this idea of like that's one thing I really learned about him. Like he was really a lot of times like people kind of run away from their past, maybe. Like he's the dictator of this country, but like he really kind of embraced this Bedouin thing. 'Cause that was kind of looked down upon in Libyan society before.
So he felt the need to like, by showing his extravagance and wealth, to like raise up the whole Bedouin profile. And
Oh, yeah,
shit,
for
and
sure.
Be like, I'm repping my people, and I'm a great example and a shining example of my people, and I'm going to show you just how high we can rise in society.
well, a lot of his childhood friends also, and people that were like close to him in his early life, became part of the
They
Libyan
got
government. Yeah,
big cabinet positions and shit, huh?
yeah.
So he was, you know, unlike someone like Hitler or Stalin who would like, you know, just betray all their friends. He was like, keep my friends close.
Yeah, so I mean, he had like, so we look at dictators like, he had some admirable qualities. Like the next dictator we look at has none of that. There, like that doesn't exist at all. But the Gaddafi had some like kind of like, like the people close to him, like he really took care of them. He really was like always kind of like looking out for those people.
So there's actually like, despite the fact that he's clearly an evil fuck in many ways, there's a little bit of like redeeming character traits here and there sprinkled about.
Yeah,
That you could kind of be like, well, you know, he was an evil fuck and he, you know, raped and tortured teenagers and he was a brutal despot and all this, but, you know, he did treat his mom well or whatever the fuck.
yeah, kind of like that.
Kinda
So
shit.
we're actually now going to, our next video, we're going to hear from the now President of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
I'm assuming addressing this.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is called How I Duped Gaddafi.
Oh, okay.
And of course, CNN covered
All
it.
right. Yeah. So
It's
Trump.
even better because CNN's the one
So
doing
it
the
wasn't.
coverage.
It wasn't like Gaddafi was. And Trump, you know, it wasn't like Trump was just cool with Gaddafi. Trump was playing Gaddafi like a cheap fiddle.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Oh,
basically.
okay, cool. Well, let's hear that. That sounds interesting.
What would you be doing with Gaddafi right now? You've said recently, look, I've done business with him. Tell us about what business you've done with him, how you'd handle this situation.
Well, the first thing I'd do with Gaddafi is I'd go to the Arab League and I'd say, we'll do things because this is not a good guy. He shot down the Pan Am plane, et cetera, et cetera.
Trump's
We'll do
usual
plenty of
retard.
things, but you're going to pay us for it. We're not going to send our missiles out at $1.5 million per missile. We're not going to spend $500 million on getting rid of Gaddafi, and then you guys go home to your 747s. So what I would do first is I would have done two things. I would have gotten with them real fast, say, we're going to do something, and it's going to be fast, and it's going to be surgical, but you're going to pay for it. Number one, and that's very important. We haven't done that. We're spending all of this money for Saudi Arabia. We're spending all this money for China because you know who Libya's biggest client is? China. They're not spending money. So we don't have it right. Now, as far as dealing with Gaddafi,
Yeah.
I deal with everybody.
Listening
And I
to
like
this
that.
motherfucker
What did I
speak
do with Gaddafi?
is just like,
I leased him a piece of land.
I don't know, dude. My brain just goes numb. He's trained me to just tune out, I think. I can't glean a single solid statement that I would like. If you told me, Paul, write me a 1 to 2 sentence summary of what Donald Trump has said since I started this video, I don't think I could.
All right. Well, let's test it. Let's test it. So there's one more minute left. I'm gonna play that minute, and I want you to try as hard as you can to focus on it and give me a 1 sentence summary at the end.
Okay, I'm
land
listening.
for his tent. He paid me more than I get in a whole year. And then, he wasn't able to use the piece of land. So people would say, did I take advantage? Did I this? Did I? So I got, in one night, more money than I would have gotten all year for this piece of land up in Westchester, and then didn't let him use it. That's called being intelligent. And I actually
called
announced that today.
scamming?
And people say, hey, that's... And I'm saying this, Poppy. That's the
Dude,
way we should
pause
be
it.
dealing. You shouldn't just say, oh, we're
So Trump is basically full of shit. We saw the story before. The city wouldn't allow it. It wasn't Donald Trump wouldn't allow it. It's just Donald Trump trying to frame it like, look, I just took advantage of this fucking idiot.
Well, that was 35 seconds, Paul. Did you?
He let Gaddafi put a tent on his land, and somehow that's okay because he made money for it.
Yeah, I mean,
am I wrong? He didn't let him use it.
Well, he's saying he didn't let him use it, but in reality, it was just the city.
Then why would Gaddafi pay to set up a tent there? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, I'm sure he already paid for it. Is what happened.
Did we catch Trump in a reptilian transformation here?
We're not going to do that. Take advantage of a situation. Now, with the Arab League, where they tell us, go in and take out our enemy. We say, we're going in. We'll take out your enemy. You're paying us for it.
Do you still have the money that Gaddafi paid you?
You're not talking that kind of money. Do I still have it? What does that mean?
What happened to the money? Some celebrity.
That's a good point. Yeah, like how would he know if he still has that money specifically?
Yeah. Oh, no, I framed every dollar bill that he gave me.
Want to hear some more Trump lies? Just play the rest.
Okay,
of it.
Let's hear the lie.
Performed for Gaddafi have given that money
I
away
give,
to charity, or
yeah.
you've given it away. I think that's the question on people's minds.
I give tremendous. In fact, the other night, Comedy Central roasted me. They gave me a tremendous amount of money. It's already gone to charity. So I give money to charity. I give that money to charity. And in fact, I said,
no, you don't.
When I did it, I'm going to take Gaddafi's money. I'm not going to make it easy on him, and I'm going to give the money to charity. And that's exactly what
you're not going to make.
So I'm assuming none of that is true.
It's basically all bullshit.
Okay, good stuff.
So you actually mentioned this earlier, TJ. So the next thing about Gaddafi is this all-female, quote-unquote, version bodyguard retinue.
Yes, so we should see those here.
My understanding of this is this was kind of just an attention, like basically a publicity stunt. Because
so this is kind of like, the backup dancers for his celebrity self.
He had other security, too. It was kind of just like, look.
So this is kind of like a marketing decision.
Yeah, so most people that describe meeting him would always say there would always be two like a couple of big fucking burly dudes kind of off to the side, and if they were ever acknowledged, they'd be like, look at the women.
Welcome Muammar Gaddafi and the fabulous Gaddafi girls. Dun, 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 dun.
So they apparently weren't around when Gaddafi needed them most on Thursday, which I'm assuming that's the day he was killed.
That's the day he was killed.
But the eccentric dictator was historically protected by 40 well-trained bodyguards, all of them women. The bodyguards, called Amazons, were all reportedly virgins. We learned that that's probably not true. Who took a vow of chastity upon joining the dictator's retinue. The women, trained at an all-female military academy, were handpicked by Gaddafi. They wore elaborate uniforms as well as makeup and high-heel combat boots. So yeah, that's not functional. That's meant to be an aesthetic choice. Because there's no high-heel combat boots. I mean, come on. This is bullshit.
And they were hand-selected by Gaddafi, so it was like, who would I want to protect me and also fuck? So basically he wanted to bring his harem with him. You know what I mean?
This is my sex harem of female guards who protect me.
Protect his dick, maybe.
Protect my dick with
your
pussy.
It sucks because the next one is about his voluptuous Ukrainian nurse, but I could not really find...
Couldn't find a picture of her, huh?
I couldn't find a picture that was reliably her. So unfortunately, we do not have a picture of that.
Okay. I'll just leave this up then. So for a decade, Galina Kolonitska? Kolonitska. I don't know.
Kolonitska.
I have fucking no idea. A Ukrainian nurse, often described in the press as voluptuous, was regularly seen at the dictator's side. Oh, why did you got to use her name again? Kolonitska was described in a leaked diplomatic cable as one of Gaddafi's closest aides and was rumored to have a romantic relationship with him. Several other Ukrainian women served as nurses, and they all referred to him as Papa or Daddy.
Oh, damn, dude.
Who's your daddy? Gaddafi is. Oh, yeah, I forgot about his crush on Condoleezza Rice.
Oh, he liked Condi?
Yeah, he did. Oh, we don't have a picture of Condi, huh?
We have a video, though, but if you read that...
Oh, here's... Okay, so here it is. So he had a crush on Condoleezza Rice let me just get a picture of her up here. In 2007, Gaddafi called former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice his darling black African woman. And on a 2008 visit, she made to Tripoli, the dictator gave her $200,000 worth of gifts, including a ring and a lute. But it wasn't until rebels stormed his Tripoli compound that the depths of the dictator's infatuation were exposed. There, among Gaddafi's belongings, was a carefully composed photo album made up of dozens of images of no one but Rice.
Whoa.
That was his spank bank, dude.
So he had a fucking real big crush.
And actually kind of tells the story of meeting
on
Gaddafi.
Condoleezza. I think he kind of had a powerful woman fetish, dude, because he liked his female soldiers. He liked a woman secretary of state that he could spank to. Let's see what's said here.
To meet with some of the characters that you did. I mean, Gaddafi, let's put it this way, he was a big fan, right?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps a little too big a fan.
Man, I wish I could boost this more, but it's maximum volume in both places. So
Yeah, the audio
It was creepy. It was really strange.
Very creepy.
Really
I mean,
strange.
did he not? There were pictures of Secretary Rice found in Gaddafi's belongings. That was a little too unhealthy, his interest.
Well, if you really would like to know the story, when I decided to go to Libya to open up relations with Libya, Gaddafi had given up his weapons of mass destruction, and so I was to be the first Secretary of State to go to Libya since 1954. And in planning the trip, we realized that something was a little strange because he said that I should meet him in his tent. And I said, you know, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. So you tell him, no, we will meet in his residence, which we did. And at first it was a rather normal diplomatic encounter, as normal as it could be with Gaddafi. We talked about Africa, we talked about Sudan. And at the end of the meeting, he said, I have a video for you. And I thought, uh-oh, what is this? Because a number of people had told me that he had a fascination with me, other foreign ministers. And so he turns on the video player, and it's a quite innocent video, but it has pictures of me with Vladimir Putin, me with Hu Jintao, me with Ban Ki-moon, and in the back is a little song that's playing called Black Flower in the White House that he has had written for me. At that point I thought, okay, time to get on the plane to Algeria. Let's get out of here as fast as possible. So yes, that was a rather strange encounter.
Black flower in the White House.
Is that what she said?
Yes. That is what she said.
Just a really fucking...
A song that Gaddafi apparently commissioned
for her.
So that he could show her and, I guess, win her over.
Yeah, I don't really know what he thought. I think he was just so used to getting whatever he wanted that he kind of was just hoping, like, yeah, I'm Gaddafi, I'll pull this off. Like, dude, you're like a 70-year-old man at this point.
It's pretty crazy.
So this is Bunga Bunga, dude.
Bunga Bunga?
In 2010, one of Gaddafi's most eccentric pastimes was exposed by Italian prosecutors investigating Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. A 17-year-old prostitute named Karima El Marhoug, or whatever the fuck you say that name. Better known as Ruby Heartstealer, revealed that
Stick with that.
Yeah, revealed that she had been invited to an orgy called a Bunga Bunga. Silvio told me that he had copied that formula from Muammar Gaddafi. She told prosecutors, according to La Repubblica, it is a ritual of Gaddafi's Africa harem.
Cool.
So, like, he was
So
chilling with Gaddafi.
He has these orgies that are like, just like, come on down to the Bunga Bunga. We're going to have us a big old orgy, y'all.
No wonder he liked Gaddafi so much. They had these huge sex parties. Like, you go to my sex party, I'll go to your sex party.
It really seems like Gaddafi, like, the more we read about him, is just like, he's obsessed with sex.
Oh, he's a total sex
Just
addict,
constantly,
dude.
just like, all he's thinking about is like, oh, I want to fuck Condoleezza Rice.
I mean, when you take a chimp that usually has to earn its bananas and give it unlimited bananas, then there's really only one thing to focus on.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Not all these dictators become like sex maniacs. They're just constantly trying to fuck everybody and everything. I don't know. Do they? I guess
Genghis Khan is related to everybody on the planet.
Yeah, Genghis Khan was definitely all about that.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, who was Pol Pot fucking? Who was Mao fucking? Probably everybody. I mean, I got to imagine if you've got this ultimate power, and you're a dude and you're into that, and maybe they were gay, but they were fucking butt then.
They were fucking somebody.
They're fucking.
Like, why wouldn't you? The whole point of a human being here on the planet is to fucking biologically reproduce. You give them ultimate power.
Oh, yeah.
Let's actually have his eclectic wardrobe, too. You see, he pulled that picture of his wardrobe.
Which is where? Oh, wow, yeah.
So, I mean, you can see here, Gaddafi's a pretty flashy fucking dresser.
Wow, does he do bar mitzvahs?
He looks like a party clown.
Yeah. Do you do children's parties? Does he do balloon animals is what I want to know. What is that middle one with all the pictures on it?
I don't know. That's terrible.
He looks like some kind of nightmare fast food employee or something in some of these.
I know, right?
Come on down to Gaddafi Burger, dude.
I mean, really, the main point about this one is just that Gaddafi, like, when you saw him on the international stage, he really stood out. Like, he made sure
He's
that...
more ostentatious than Macho Man Randy Savage, dude. He's fucking... Yeah, he looks like he should be like a fucking pro wrestler with these outfits from the 80s.
So, sadly, guys, all good things must come to an end.
Damn.
Yeah, Gaddafi couldn't stay in power forever.
Wow, that's bloody.
So this is actually the first Libyan civil war, because actually since then there's been another one. Was also referred to as the Libyan Revolution, or 17th February Revolution, was an armed conflict in 2011 in the North African country of Libya, fought between the forces loyal to Colonel Muammar Gaddafi and those seeking to oust his government. The war was preceded by protests in, I'm going to fuck this up, Zawiya on August 8, 2009, and finally ignited protests in Benghazi, that evil place, began on Tuesday, 15th February 2011, which led to clashes with security forces that fired on a crowd. So that's a big deal. Like, before that, there had just been, like, rumblings of revolution, but then Gaddafi, obviously, Gaddafi's military forces, he just ordered them to fire on a crowd and killed a bunch of innocent civilians. Well, man, I guess you can't say innocent, but those who were going to oppose him. And
his army killed some civilians, and it led to a protest that escalated into a rebellion.
Well, yeah,
it spread across the country.
Actually, members of his own government resigned because it was that's kind of when they started losing public support. It was like, you just fired on protesters. We've kind of just lost the people at that point. I mean, besides his core base of support.
So the people who saw the writing on the wall are like, yeah, never mind, fuck this. So we gotta. It's time to jump ship.
Yeah. So the forces opposing Gaddafi are called the National Transitional Council, the NTC. This actually didn't last that long. Gaddafi, this revolution started in February, and I think it was by November he was actually killed. So it didn't last very long. So in August 2011, rebel forces launched an offensive on the government-held coast of Libya, backed by a wide-reaching NATO bombing campaign, taking back territory lost months before and ultimately capturing the capital city of Tripoli. Well, when Gaddafi evaded capture and loyalists engaged to the in a rearguard campaign, basically trying to just protect Gaddafi, as he kind of retreats away from the capital at that point.
Right.
So on the 16th September 2011, the National Transition Council was recognized by the United Nations and all as the legal representative of Libya, replacing Gaddafi's government. So at that point, he's no longer by the international community viewed as a legitimate government.
Right, because he doesn't have control of the country anymore.
Well, no, he doesn't. So Muammar Gaddafi evaded capture until the 20th of October 2011, when he was captured and killed in Sirte. The NTC declared a liberation of Libya, and the official end of the war was on October 23rd, 2011.
And we got a video on his death here.
So this is a pretty famous video.
Let's take a look.
More videos from the scene coming in overnight, and we warn you they are graphic. ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman is on the Libyan border, and he joins us now. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Good morning, George. This is Libya that for the first time in 42 years does not have to live in fear of Muammar Gaddafi. He is gone.
And, of course, Libya is so nice now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a paradise.
It's a fucking paradise on earth now that Gaddafi's gone, dude. I was thinking about taking a vacation to Libya, honestly. It's so fucking awesome there
for
now.
Good, and few, if any, are mourning his passing. Overnight, the body of the dictator was placed on the ground for all in the city of Misrata to see for themselves. It's expected that he will be buried today in accordance with Muslim tradition, but that funeral may be delayed. And we're now seeing new images of those final moments before his death. In this video just released, there he is, crowds surrounding him. The last bloody moments of his life show him wounded and begging for mercy. He struggles, stumbles, and shouts as he fights against the enraged rebels. Haram Aleiko, he says over and over, an Arabic expression that literally means this is a sin for you. According to ABC's translators, it's generally used as a plea of vulnerability. Muammar Gaddafi, who showed no mercy in his own life, begs for mercy as his is coming to an end. It had begun hours earlier, around 8 a.m. Thursday in Sirte, Gaddafi's hometown, when rebels started what they hoped would be the last offensive against the last Gaddafi holdouts. Then an American drone operated from Las Vegas alerts NATO. It spots a convoy of 80 cars fleeing south from Sirte. French fighter jets respond with an airstrike, taking out 2 of the vehicles. It's still unclear if they hit Gaddafi's car, but when rebels pour in, they tell the BBC's Gabriel Gatehouse he was hiding in this drainage pipe.
They say they discovered him here just before 12 o'clock this afternoon. They pulled him out of the hole, and one fighter told me that Muammar Gaddafi said to him, "What did I do to you?"
We kitchen in there, and we shot him.
The fatal shot reportedly fired by this man, proudly brandishing Gaddafi's gold gun. Rebels reportedly propped Gaddafi on the hood of a car for minutes, apparently parading their prize through the streets. "We want him alive, we want him alive," one man was heard saying before Gaddafi was dragged off the hood towards an ambulance. But Gaddafi died in the ambulance. Abdul Jalil Abdelaziz, a doctor who accompanied the body in the ambulance during the 120-mile drive to Misrata, said Gaddafi died from bullet wounds to the head and chest.
What a shock.
For the last 7 months, rebel leaders have said they would not consider this revolution over until all Gaddafi holdouts were vanquished and Gaddafi was caught dead or alive. Well, that's now happened. Tomorrow, Libya celebrates Liberation Day.
Yeah.
So a big thing too that
and all the problems are solved now.
And Deep Fat Fried celebrates being blocked worldwide.
I don't know why. This is on YouTube.
On a news channel. Yep. There you go, TJ.
ABC
That's why.
News, so they can get away with it.
We're not ABC.
So you think it's going to be too violent for our channel?
Too violent.
You think people are going to be like,
I think easily.
I'm scared.
Well, a big thing after Gaddafi died, I don't know if you guys remember this, was that his corpse was held like in a morgue and like a refrigerator. People came and looked at him and shit. But it's kind of apropos for Gaddafi because that was a big thing that he would have people killed and he had like a freezer in his home or other places where he could, like, or at hospitals where he could just go look at these dead people he'd killed. Like, yeah, I killed them. And some of the bodies he had held for upwards.
So I guess turnabout is fair play on that one.
So some of the bodies he had held for upwards of 20 plus years, too. I mean, so Gaddafi was a weird fucking guy, a strange dictator. Just like I mean, even with a lot of dictators, that's when I've like read about Gaddafi. I mean, there's obviously way bigger ones and way more important ones, but he kind of stood out as one of the
more quirky dictators. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Definitely that. Fed into the selection of the next
he died a fucking totally brutal death, dude. Just on that fucking hood of the car, just like, looking at his own blood on his hands and shit, pleading for his life. Trying to fucking, just like imagine the fucking trajectory of his life, He spent his whole life building shit up, getting it to the point where he wanted, consolidating his power, getting it, socially manipulating and maneuvering his way to the top of the shit heap. And then, it all starts slipping away, and before you know it, you're just an asshole on a car with a mob of angry people around you fucking beating the shit out of you and fucking murdering you in the streets like a dog, dude. So it's a pretty crazy fucking life story.
He got 42 years of being a total fucking dick and doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
That's true,
I think, when you weigh his life out, I mean, yeah, he maybe had a brutal end, but he was a brutal guy.
It's not like it's really comeuppance or like the scales have been evened out or anything.
No.
Unless you tortured him for 42 years.
He basically pillaged and raped that country for 42 years, and now they have to kill him. Yeah, I mean, there's some sense of justice there, but at the same time, it's not like it's going to make up for it and it's all better now that we lived under dictatorship for 42 years.
Yeah, there's no real...
No, they're doing better.
There's no real climbing out from under that.
It's looking up.
And also, Syria's still just as unstable.
Libya.
And Libya, sorry. It was just
I mean, can you imagine how much crazier it would be if two bigger powers were constantly, like, jockeying over Libya and using it as a chess piece in some grand geopolitical scheme?
That'd be super weird,
resources?
dude.
Like, can you imagine how much more fucked up it would have been if that was the case? If a guy like Gaddafi was propped up constantly by Western powers and constantly underwritten by fucking the people that said that they were under against
and also
him.
You see that there.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Wouldn't that be the fact that he was just a crazy dude that did this all on his own, not provoked by any other fucking geopolitical maneuvering from other? I mean, that's bad enough.
Yeah.
Just thank goodness he wasn't just a puppet used by bigger powers to exploit resources and power in the region.
And you saw that they were the ones that took him out too. They're just like,
oh yeah,
we're done with this puppet, new puppet.
He got too far off the chain, and they fucking took him down and had him euthanized. And
like, we U.S. seize his caravan, the French destroy his caravan. You know, and then they just let the rebels strike the final blow.
NATO helped
right?
them the whole time. NATO, I mean, yeah, dude. The NATO and basically European air support, that basically just turned the tide in the favor of the rebels. Without that, Gaddafi probably wouldn't have lost.
I mean, getting rid of Gaddafi, though, we cut the head off the snake, right? So,
oh yeah,
should really be no reason for any of these major powers to be jockeying in that country anymore.
It's like a
right?
hydra, dude. It's like you chop off the head, and it's
that's what it was. Got it. It's almost like the snake doesn't matter. There's always a snake, huh?
Because we always get to choose the head.
Since 2000, well, yeah, of course. And since 2011, like I said, there's actually been 2 Libyan civil wars.
Right.
So, I mean...
So it's just, like, totally unstable.
2 civil wars. It'd be like if the American Civil War was, like, underwritten completely by China, armed on both sides by foreign countries. I mean, I know that did happen during the Civil War.
like, look, other countries did get involved.
Probably not to the level that we're talking about.
I mean, if you think about it,
these two sides
if you think about the American
armed.
Revolution, to some extent, could be viewed as a proxy war between France and England.
Yeah,
oh for sure,
because they made it possible. Yeah,
so I mean, they were up to those hijinks even fucking back then. Who knows how long these stupid proxy wars have been going on with 2 nations? You know, hey, this nation's fighting our enemy. We'll help them. Hey, we need to control this country.
Hey, dude,
let's make sure we control their
leader. If the French had controlled the Americas, the British would have done the same shit. They'd be like, hey, America, want some guns?
Man, fuck this. Bring on the nukes, dude. We didn't do enough. We got Gaddafi, but there's about, 8, closing in on 9 billion more that we missed?
Oh, tons more.
Paul, you know, but don't cry or feel too down because we have the next guy we have.
He's even better.
He's even better, dude. Yeah. Do you recognize the guy on the left, Paul? The little guy right there?
Man, that pudgy face.
Who could it be?
That chubby little grin. That could only be my boy and your boy, Kim Jong-Il.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Your dictator forever, the glorious leader. I was actually happy I could find a picture of him as a child, too, because Gaddafi, I really couldn't. I was like, man, that fucking sucks, dude. I always like showing people, especially dictators or weirdos as kids, and he was like a happy little kid. That's his fucking father, the first great leader, the eternal president of North Korea, Kim Jong-il, and his
Kim
wife.
Il-sung.
Oh, Kim Il-sung, excuse me.
Good old Kim Il-sung. Still the president, by the way.
Yep, he's the eternal president.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, dude. I don't know, man, but I like the cut of Kim Jong-il's jib in this picture. He looks like somebody that's going to grow up to fucking dominate an entire country. He's got moxie. He's got chutzpah. You can tell.
Yeah, he's got a head. Look how big his fucking head is, too. He looks like fucking Megamind.
Well, you know what? Justified, dude.
Because it's
Justified.
What is his IQ? Like 700? Super smart guy. Got all the good shit in the world. So he was born pretty close to my birthday, honestly.
Yeah, dude, he's close.
Born on the 16th of February. He's another February baby just like me, only a few days off. 4 days. February 16th, 1941, he was born. Died on December 17th of 2011. I was sad.
What a sad day it was, dude.
I wasn't sad like he was a good guy, and I was just sad because he was such a cultural figure. I was just sad to see I guess the era of this is gone, and then I remember just Team America, World Police, and so many other little parodies of him that existed and shit, and he was just fun to exist in the world, even if he was horrible and probably brutal in 1,001 different ways. He was the second supreme leader of North Korea. He ruled from the death of his father, Kim Il-sung, the first supreme leader of North Korea in 1994 until his death in 2011. He was an unelected dictator and was often accused of human rights violations.
Unfairly, of course.
I don't buy it.
Total bullshit.
Look at that. You see this little kid's innocent face, dude? There's no way he violated human rights.
No,
dude.
Never.
He did not hold up to 200,000 political prisoners. That's not him.
So he was born in Vyatskoy, Russia, then part of the Soviet Union.
Good.
By the early 1980s, Kim had become the heir apparent for the leadership of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, and assumed important posts in the party and army organs. Kim succeeded his father and DPRK founder Kim Il-sung following the elder Kim's death in 1994, which, by the way, surprised people because they actually legitimately thought Kim Il-sung was immortal.
Yeah.
And he was going to live forever.
He is.
Yeah, he's hiding. He's just hiding behind the curtain, dude.
You're talking about they thought he was.
I don't know, Paul. What do you mean?
Look.
Yeah.
The DPRK gets a bum rap, TJ.
Oh, yeah?
We've seen the power that the media has to paint these guys with our coverage of Gaddafi.
So you're saying it's fake news?
Yes. The DPRK is actually a workers' paradise. It is a nation filled with people who proudly serve their government for the betterment of all with no thought of selfishness. And you know what? That scares capitalists. That scares people here in the United States.
That's why the
Scotty.
Western media is afraid, Paul. Like, you think those fences and those walls and the DMZ are built to keep people from leaving North Korea? It's actually to keep people from going into North Korea.
Exactly. To keep us out, because they know that the American imperialists have labeled the DPRK as the next place they want to take over. And it's just true, man. You know, they try, oh, yeah, there's prison camps and starvation and blah, 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 blah. They've got to make it look bad. But look at this picture. They look like they're starving. They're all doing good.
Paul, let me tell you something.
Healthy people right here.
Those quote-unquote camps are empty, dude.
Empty.
There's no one there.
They're rehabilitation camps for the criminals in society. You know what I mean? Where they're put to work for the greater good and they learn the value of a good hard
Look
day's
at these
work.
smiling people. Does Kim Il-sung look like a bad guy?
Yeah,
no.
you look like a dude that would stab you in the back as soon as you turned around. No.
Does Kim Jong-il look like a bad guy? Look, he's a happy little boy. He's probably that they go play with some toys.
He looks like one
help
of the
feed the masses.
Like the new Rainbow reboot of the Little Rascals is going to have like a little Chinese or Korean or whatever Asian variety. You know what I mean?
Well, Paul, it's a little racist, man.
Well, he was born in Russia, so I mean, is he really Korean?
He's Korean.
He's born in fucking Russia. He's a Ruski.
He's a Ruski.
I don't know about that.
So Kim Jong-il was the focus of an elaborate personality cult inherited by his father. So basically, you know, his dad built it up for him. But
this is actually his official, the official portrait.
The official portrait.
Yes.
It does
Of
look.
the DPRK.
It looks touched up to me. It looks pretty fucking fake.
No.
Nope.
It almost looks like cartoonish.
This is just a candid in the moment shot of.
Yeah. When he was out and about,
Kim
living
Jong-il.
his life.
Yeah.
So
Somebody said, "Hey Kim," and he was like, "Yes, how can I help
Hey.
you?" And they were just like, "Chik-chik."
On his 60th birthday, mass celebrations occurred throughout the country on the occasion of his Hwangap. In 2010, the North Korean media reported that Kim's distinctive clothing had set worldwide fashion trends. That's another, see, once again, obsessed with fashion, obsessed with looking a certain way.
Yeah, dude. I don't think that the Kim Jong-il never caught on over here.
Yeah,
I didn't see much Kim Jong-il.
You ever see that in Hollywood, dude? People were doing the catwalks in New York and Paris, all those cities.
I must have missed it.
Oh, well, it was a big trend back then.
The prevailing point of view, whatever that means, is that the people's adherence to Kim Jong-il's cult of personality was solely out of respect for Kim Il-sung or out of fear of punishment for failure to pay homage. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair assessment.
I'd say both are probably true.
But who knows how many people are genuinely brainwashed, too. It's kind of hard to know, when the country's
there's
not free.
definitely some people in North Korea that would slap you right in the face if you tried to insinuate anything was wrong.
The
over
great
there.
leader, dude. How dare you insult the great leader?
So this is the legend of Kim Jong-il. Some people are just born destined for greatness. So these are a few of his big achievements, right, Scotty?
I mean, look. You know, I mean, like, you guys probably pretty accomplished in your life. Like, you learned to ride a bike, or you you made a 3-point shot, or you finished reading a book. Normal accomplishments for normal, people growing up. Normal,
but he performed at a superhuman level.
But some people are just born great, TJ. Like the Mozarts of the world, the Einsteins of the world.
Whether you like it or not, this is what
Kim
peak
Jong-Il's
fucking
of the world.
performance looks like. Am I right?
I mean, yeah.
So here's just some impressive facts, dude. When did you know what age you learned to walk, Paul? You're about a year old, year and a half,
something like that, probably.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You know how old he was when he learned to walk, Paul?
A fetus. He was walking in that womb, wasn't
Well, I mean, let's not get crazy.
he? He came out and hit the ground walking.
Maybe he was crawling out of the womb, but he learned to walk when he was just 3 weeks old.
Give me a break, TJ. A little fucking newborn baby walking around.
And you know what?
I believe it, though.
You know what, though? At 8 weeks, you know what he was doing? Talking.
At 8?
Wow.
8 weeks
talking.
old.
2
talking.
months
Walking and
old,
talking.
and he's already talking and walking.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
While he was at university, he wrote 1,500 books over a period of 3 years.
You're kidding me.
Along with 6 full operas.
6.
According to his official biography, all of his operas are better than any in the history of music.
That's how good he was, dude. That's how fucking good
Why haven't
Kim
I
Jong-Il
heard
was.
them?
I don't know.
The Western media
The
suppresses
Western
it.
media censors
Western
them from
culture
us.
suppresses it, Paul.
Wow.
And that's not all. He's an amazing... You might think it's all intellect with him.
I do.
No. He was an amazing athlete as well.
You're kidding.
In 1994, Pyongyang media reported that the first time Kim picked up a golf club...
First time ever.
First time he ever touched a golf club, he shot a 38 under par round on North Korea's only golf course, including 11 holes in one.
That is unprecedented.
And guess what?
How did he do it?
You might think that's bullshit.
I don't.
But even if you did,
If you're a hater.
reports say that each one of his 17 bodyguards verified the record-breaking feat.
There you go.
Oh, dude. Well, eyewitness testimony.
And then he decided that he retired from the
11
sport.
holes in one. How
He's
you gonna
like-
top that?
He's like, you know what? This ain't even a challenge for me.
I mean, that would be the best round of professional golf ever played. So at that point, what would be the point of
Yeah, I
continuing
mean, like,
to
there's
play?
no... I mean, like,
No one can touch him.
if you just pick up a golf club and you're better than every professional golfer on
38
earth...
under par with 11 holes in one. I
Yeah.
mean, nobody's ever shot a round of golf like that.
unprecedented. So
Other
there's
than,
no
of
fucking
course.
way other than Kim Jong-Il. You might have heard of a guy named Jesus who had the divine birth.
Think so.
Well, that's nothing. Legend has it. This is fact. A double rainbow and a glowing new star appeared in the heavens to herald the birth of Kim Jong-il.
A double rainbow. What does it mean?
In 1942, on North Korea's cherished Bakdu Mountain.
Bakdu?
Yes.
Bakdu.
Soviet records, however, indicate he was born in the Siberian village of Vyatskoy in 1941. Bullshit. The people of North Korea, many of whom are reportedly battling famine, are apparently told that Kim's birthday is celebrated throughout the world.
Well, it was a divine birth. Also, that is I think, one of the highest points, or the highest point in North Korea.
The first confirmed sighting of Kim Jong-il came early in the 1970s when he was spotted on holiday in Malta, where it is understood that he was receiving personal English lessons from the Maltese Prime Minister Dom Mintoff.
Wow. So that was the first time we ever saw him outside of the country.
Of North Korea, yeah.
Ever laid eyes on him?
One of the big reasons why you never saw him is for all of his greatness, he did have one fear, and it was a fear of flying.
Oh.
So perhaps one of the reasons North Korea's leader was so reclusive was his fear of flying, which he inherited from his father, Kim Il-sung. Kim rarely traveled abroad, and when he did, it was by train, once taking a luxury rail car all the way to Moscow. In August, Global Post reported that Kim visited Russia to talk with President Dmitry Medvedev in an effort to shore up support, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't like to fly. is the fucking point.
Yeah, didn't like to do it. Gaddafi also was not keen on flying. Dictators don't seem to like to fly a lot.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, though, because you're pretty vulnerable there to attack when you're all the way up in the air.
Yep. All it takes is one person
you
with
gotta
a
think
missile.
These guys are pretty paranoid. They see enemies and snakes in the grass everywhere they look, and they're
If
probably
someone-
right most
if
of the
someone
time.
smuggles a bomb onto the plane, everyone's dead.
Right.
That's it.
And I'll
It's a
tell you
pretty
what,
vulnerable place to put yourself in.
he was also a major cinephile. He was an avid film collector, amassing more than 20,000 videotapes and DVDs. His favorite flicks reportedly include Friday the 13th, Rambo, Godzilla, Hong Kong action films, and anything starring Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, he was a big movie buff, man. One of the things that he liked to do with the very few dignitaries that would come and visit him was, I guess he had multiple home theaters that he would use, but he had a one that was specially for, dignitaries to come and chill and watch movies.
I mean, I like all the stuff he
That's
listed.
what I'm saying, dude. Jong-il would not be off my list. He would probably kill me afterwards, too, but I think I could chill like that.
Yeah, just watch some films,
Kick
talk some
back.
cinema.
Would he let me like Dennis Rodman went over there? I know that's a different guy. That's we're talking
basketball, yeah.
Right, now.
Yeah.
But do you think they let Rodman smoke some Chiba over there?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I
You
don't
think
think weed is actually illegal in North Korea. I don't think there's any.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Dude, changed my fucking answer right now, dude. Any of the Sungs or Ills or whatever they're called, dude. Any of the Sung dynasty, they're the ones I'm chilling with, dude, because I didn't want to make a racist joke looking at this picture of him, but he's stoned, dude. Look, he is high. It's not just because he's got, the almond-shaped eyes that make it look like he's squinty. It's because he's blazed in this picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's why his dad had such a nice smile, too.
And actually, a little bit later on, we're actually going to hear about just how obsessed Kim Jong-il was with film.
There was another, he was a culinary arts guy, too. He actually invented a new food in 2000, which I want to try. I've never had it. It's called Gogigyopbang.
Gogigyopbang?
Yes. Gogigyopbang.
What's it made out of?
We'll find out.
It was described as double bread with meat. I think it's called
a sandwich?
No.
But took on the uncanny appearance of a conventional
He
hamburger.
fucking invented the hamburger, Paul.
In 2006, another culinary revolution was introduced on Jong-il's orders in an attempt to alleviate food shortages, the breeding of giant rabbits. So in 2000, he invented the Gogigyopbang, which is
a hamburger.
basically a hamburger, but
Good job.
I don't recall ever eating a hamburger before 2000. Now that you really mention it. Another great thing about him, and it must have been fucking awesome to be him, is he never had to take a shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's reported in his official biography, so it's true, that he never had to take a shit. He never defecated once in his life.
Strangely, they have taken that claim down, but it must have been an error on the site. They must have been editing and not realize they removed it. But
is that why he looks like he was fat? He wasn't fat. He was just he had all his shits still in there.
Well, he just didn't eat. There was never a need for him to defecate, so there was no shit in him, Paul.
So all the food just turned to perfect energy inside of him with no byproduct?
It was perfect, so yes.
Wow.
But, even a perfect person can get an injury every now and then. And when he suffered an injury, a back injury in a horse riding accident, he was prescribed painkillers. But he was scared of becoming addicted to them. So he ordered half a dozen of his closest staff to receive the same injection under the logic that if he became dependent, at least he wouldn't be the only one.
Yeah, there you go. You want your buddies to also be addicted
I
to drugs.
definitely choose him now. Oh, yeah, I got to have all this fucking hardcore opiates. Come here, buddy. You got to do it, too. I'm like, all right, I'll do it for you, Jong. Shoot me up, bro. Let's
Paul's
chase the
got
dragon.
kind of a bromance with him, dude.
I just want to do drugs and watch movies for the rest of my life. That's basically like my perfect idea of like if I could just have some kind of homeostasis in my life where it's just like this is what you do forever. I would be sitting in a nice theater watching endless movies
and taking endless drugs.
And eating endless pizza. Basically, that'd be it.
Yeah, so and he also wanted to bring on the nukes just like you, Paul.
Man, how did I not know that I was a fucking North Korean all this time? I've been so confused with my politics. People hate me. They judge me.
You're a North Korean, dude.
They call me a hypocrite. I just never knew I was a fucking North Korean, man.
You just never knew where you truly belonged.
I gotta go home.
In 2006, in reaction to North Korea testing a nuclear weapon, the U.S. stepped up its sanctions against the rogue state. In an attempt to dent Kim Jong-il's known love of luxury goods, the U.S. banned 60 luxury items entering the country, including yachts, Chanel No. 5, Segways, and even rare stamps.
Which I'm sure immediately came in through China.
Knowing that he loved cognac, his court apparently spent $800,000 a year on Hennessy. The U.S. also banned crystal and spirits.
Crystal,
banned lead, crystal, and spirits, yes.
Damn.
Dude, so, I mean, they fucking cracked down on him, man. He's just trying to live the good life, be the dictator of a fucking country with, you know.
Dude, it sounds like chilling with Jong-un was fucking crazy, dude.
And here he is being a filmmaker here.
It's actually described as he's giving advice.
Yes.
To the production of the film. So I'm sure I'm sure his advice was taken pretty seriously too.
Yes. It probably was taken more seriously than just advice. It was probably taken more like orders. Because he was such a film buff that he actually took a look at his country's film legacy and he's like, this is inadequate. So he actually kidnapped an actress and a director
from South Korea.
To help him make some better movies for his country. That's how seriously he took film. At a recent summit with Kim Jong-un in Singapore, Donald Trump screened a faux movie trailer. Yeah, we remember that. That was fucking crazy. Get out of here,
that was really
stupid
weird.
car ad. So bizarrely flattering of the dictator that many U.S. reporters at first mistook it for North Korean propaganda. The country is famous for heavy-handed state films praising dear leader, particularly those movies commissioned under Kim Jong-un's cinema-obsessed father and predecessor, Kim Jong-il. In fact, the late Kim's movie mania was so intense that in 1978, he kidnapped a famous actress and director from South Korea and forced them to make 17 films.
Seems fair. Our film industry sucks. Let's just kidnap somebody.
I mean, you got to start somewhere.
The actress, Choi En-hee, and her director husband, Shin Jong-gyun, I don't know, I'm sorry, were a celebrity couple during the golden age of South Korean cinema. They reached their professional peak during the 60s, but by the late 70s, Shin's financial problems and troubles with then-totalitarian South Korean government had stalled his filmmaking. In addition, his affair with a younger actress had broken up his marriage to Choi, who was also struggling to find work.
Shit.
So it's almost benevolent, dude. Their careers are struggling.
Shit.
Kim Jong-il sees this and he's like, you know what? They're struggling. Let me help them.
Let me help them out.
By kidnapping them.
Yeah. Let me just kidnap them and then they'll be fucking good again, eh? And you want to see a trailer for one of their movies? We can see it. This is a trailer for...
So the long story short with that is they eventually
Pulgasari.
Escaped like 8 years later.
Right.
But
during that time, they made 17 films.
This is one of these films. This is a
and
Japanese
here's one
trailer.
of them. This is the Japanese trailer for a North Korean
Godzilla
dictator-produced film called Pulgasari.
Pulgasari!
From Raging Thunder Studios, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very suspenseful.
I wish I understood Japanese,
the blackness.
so I have no idea what they're saying.
Ah, okay.
Damn, son. That was explosion.
I understand that, though. That's a universal language right there.
Pulgasari. Man, I bet this is a badass movie, dude. It looks pretty awesome.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you guys can watch it if you want.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Anyone watching this, you want to see this, this is available for free on YouTube.
Dude, he looks mean as fuck. Pulgasari is cool.
Don't fuck with Pulgasari, dude.
Dude, look out, Godzilla.
Dude, I want the fucking American rights to Pulgasari, dude.
Dude, you don't even
Whoa,
have to
and
get
Pulgasari's like attacking like the fucking ancient world too. He ain't even fucking with modern day shit.
Dude, I don't even think that we're at a level of diplomatic relations with North Korea where they could even sue you for the rights to this. So you could probably, that's why it's on YouTube and unopposed, you know? Just take Pulgasari. You got to be the smart one that plucks this diamond out of the fucking pile of rocks, TJ, because I'm telling you, one of my fucking, and I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm just going to say it, dude. One of my fucking criticisms of Godzilla is he's kind of goofy looking, dude. He looks kind of dumpy
Not
and
fucking
stupid.
Pulgasari, dude.
Pulgasari had two big-ass horns. That motherfucker looked like he was born to destroy.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah. Pulgasari up in this bitch.
And by the way, I want to correct something that you
Jong-il
said
Kim.
too, TJ.
Hold on. Stupid shit.
Stop.
He did not kidnap 2 South Korean citizens.
He liberated them.
He liberated 2 unified Korean citizens who are currently under the oppressive control of the American imperialist pig dogs in what soon will be a unified Korea again.
Awesome.
So Kim Jong-il has...
Kim Jong-il actually has an IMDb page.
He does. I just thought that was funny.
As well he should.
Yeah.
He should. I mean,
he's made movies.
Pulgasari.
The Schoolgirl's Diary. Sounds kind of weird. Sea of Blood. Cool. The Juche Idea. Maybe you should have put that one. Oh, I see bureaucratic capitalism right there in the fucking...
Yeah, that's Juche. That's something, or whatever. It's something about their government. It's what they call their government.
Oh, bureaucratic capitalism.
Dude, we should do our next fucking Cinema for Cynics.
I want to see
shit.
what Pulgasari has.
We should watch the entire fucking cinema of Kim Jong-il. Dude.
Pulgasari only has a 5.2 on IMDb.
Wow.
That sounds like horse shit.
It's a bunch of Americans jealous.
Capitalist propaganda.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that.
They're just mad that a fucking little socialist republic could create a better monster than Godzilla.
You know what? Talking about doing this, we actually could do this live on YouTube because it's not copyrighted.
Dude, we gotta watch the
Pulgasari,
cinema.
It lives
Kim
to
Jong-il.
eat. It's been banned for a decade, dude. I don't fucking care about these.
Pulgasari.
Fuck yeah, dude! It's Pulgasari.
Dude, he looks mean. Look at that.
Pulgasari's a badass motherfucker, dude.
You think Godzilla would beat Pulgasari?
I don't know, dude.
I don't know, man.
I haven't seen Pulgasari in action, so it's kind of hard to say.
You just watched that trailer. He fucked up that whole feudal
I need
Japanese
to see how
situation.
they beat him.
Maybe they don't.
Yeah, maybe Pulgasari wins. I don't know. I don't know, dude. What's some reviews on this? There's only 14 user reviews. Wow. 10 out of 10. First of all, it's unfair to compare this movie with a Hollywood product. This is an Eastern man in rubber suit. Well, yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Who cares about your dumbass opinion?
Yeah.
10 out of 10, though. 6 out of 10. I want to read a bad review. Here we go.
Rita Repulsa wants her monsters back. Damn.
Whoa.
Roasted. I'll get you, Rangers!
This person wrote a fucking novel about this movie. Oh, well, whatever.
So another contribution of Kim Jong-il to the world.
Yeah, he fucking, I mean, hey, you know.
Sorry, dude.
Whatever. He wrote 1,500 books and wrote 6 operas when he was in college. So, you know, maybe he wasn't the greatest filmmaker ever, but.
He had to dabble in the film industry. I mean,
shot an arguably perfect round of golf.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, he's got a lot of accomplishments under his belt.
What didn't he do is what I want to know. Skip the rest of this research and list me off the shit that Kim Jong-il didn't do, TJ.
So here's a page of him just looking at shit.
Looking at shit, huh?
He's looking at a pig.
All right, I can explain each one of these.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
He was hungry, and he was obviously at an event, and there was a pig.
Like
what's wrong with that?
Pig? Yeah,
nothing.
He's chilling with his bros, and one of them with the back turned to us has the J, and he's looking at the J. Like, when are you going to pass that? How long are you going to babysit the J? I mean, obviously, he's looking at some fucking fried fish. What's wrong with that? You don't look at fish?
I didn't say anything against it. I'm just saying he's looking at some things.
He's at the store right here. He's about to give the dudes 50 cents for a piece of bubble gum or something.
Here he is looking at a guy on a computer.
Yeah, he's watching this dude. This dude's looking at porn, and it's probably pretty hot, so Kim Jong's taking
he's like,
a fucking
gander. Let me take a gander, dude.
Here he is looking at one of North Korea's proudly stocked stores.
Looking at beauty products, not that he would have any need for them, but just it's nice that they're available in North Korea.
What do you mean looking at, TJ? He's there picking up a box of cereal.
Here he is just kind of walking
what's he supposed to do? Not look at where he's going?
Yeah.
He's looking at a fish market.
Here he is looking at a plan for some buildings.
Looking at it, looks like the man is cleaning that building.
Wow.
Cleaning up some graffiti that some fucking horrible capitalist put up there.
Look how stocked that refrigerator is. They say people in North Korea are living bad.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, times look rough, man. Oh, man, look at that sparse-ass Coke fridge they got over there.
Here he is signing a guest book.
He was at a wedding and he was writing best wishes to the bride and groom. Love always, Kim Jong-Il. Is that a bad
Potters?
thing?
Oh, Potters, dude. Get it?
Yeah,
Pot.
dude. Well, he brought some pot to the Potters. See, you don't know the background to each one of these pictures.
He's looking at a juice box like he doesn't know what a juice box is.
No, he's looking at he's on the fucking same diet as you, and he's calculating how many points that juice.
Why would he need to
box
be on a
would
diet? His weight was perfect, Paul.
Looking at a glass bottle.
How do you think he kept it perfect, Scotty? By calculating his calories.
He does like to look at
He didn't even have to
things.
make poop.
Looking at a painting, that's good.
Oh, I've
Yeah, I
never
knew
done
about this
that.
because I actually followed this
Appreciating
Tumblr
the
back
arts.
in the day when he was actually still alive, and it was like one of the best Tumblrs. Just like be scrolling through the shit, like porn. Oh, Kim Jong-Il.
Looking at a woman, checking out them titties from what I can see.
Who wouldn't?
Here he is at another. He's looking at shampoo.
Yeah, man.
A
He's picking
sample.
out.
He's like, which one?
What
wanna
do you
try
do
this
when
one?
it's time to buy?
Ooh,
a
looking at some
shampoo?
pizza dough.
Damn, Paul. He's about looking about his dinner right there, dude.
Look how serious everyone is looking at this fucking pizza dough, dude.
Ah, pizza dough.
Looking at food.
I could have chilled with this man.
Looking at machine tools.
That's the sad thing, dude. Is like the United.
Looking at a ballot box. I love it, dude.
Yeah, they actually still people. I know it's funny, but people in North Korea do vote. There's just one choice.
Yeah.
If the United States threatened this dude, sanctioned him, you know what I mean? What if they just sent my ass over there to chill with ill?
Well, he's dead now, so.
Okay. So to
swoon
croon
with Un? I don't know.
To spoon with Un, dude.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
He just wants to be held by a big bear from America, dude. Send me over there. I'll chill with this dude.
Kim Jong-il denies he's a recluse is the name of this video.
Clearly not. Clearly not. He wasn't.
Some Europeans say that I'm reclusive.
This is the first time I've appeared in public. In fact, I've been to China and Indonesia. I've made many, whatever. I visited places. How can people claim I'm reclusive?
You are.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are a world traveler.
I agree.
I agree with you, sir.
All you'd have to do is be a total yes man, and it'd be pretty chill, I think, to be with Kim Jong-il, dude.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times when there's reports that people died, they turn up again.
Yeah.
So, of course, unfortunately, Kim Jong-il did eventually die.
It's hard to fucking even imagine a world
Of a
without him.
quote-unquote stroke, which I think is bullshit, but whatever.
It was reported that Kim Jong-il had died of a suspected heart attack on the 17th of December, 2011 at 8:30 a.m. while traveling by train to an area outside Pyongyang. It was reported in December 2012, however, that he had died in a fit of rage over construction faults at a crucial power plant project at Hucheon in Japang province.
So what you have on your screen is basically just a...
Jagang, I'm sorry.
You're describing his death, but this was basically just before. This French neurosurgeon, actually had seen him before.
Okay.
And I watched an interview with him, and he basically said, like, he has no idea why they picked him, but they did. Because the first time was actually that, you know, before you mentioned the horseback accident he had.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time he examined him, and then he had a stroke, and he just did what he won't describe exactly what he did because obviously he still respects.
Still pretend, you know.
Well, no, the
confidentiality,
confidentiality,
shit,
even if he's a piece of shit dictator.
Right.
So he doesn't describe exactly what he's treated for, but he did have a stroke and he was near death at this time. This is basically the beginning.
So
of
he
his health
almost
decline.
died in 2008.
Yeah. They were able to stabilize him. He survived for a few more years, and this is now what you're describing. He died of a heart attack 3 years later.
And 3 years later, heart attack came and wiped his ass off the map.
Sad day,
we
dude.
actually have video of his funeral too, but I'll read a little bit more before we play that. He was succeeded by his youngest son, Kim Jong-un, who was hailed by the Korean Central News Agency as the great successor. According to the Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, during his death, a fierce snowstorm paused, and the sky glowed red above the sacred Mount Paktu,
where he was born, allegedly.
And the ice on a famous lake also cracked so loud that it seemed to shake the heavens and the earth. Kim Jong-il's funeral took place on the 28th of December in Pyongyang, and I think we're going to take a look at some of the mourners there.
Period of mourning is underway for Kim Jong-il. the dictator who died Saturday. And we were struck by images from inside the Hermit Kingdom showing grief-stricken North Koreans in despair, wailing uncontrollably.
Oh, man, Paul.
But is all that emotion real?
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for Paul.
Paul's starting to
Are you all right to relive this?
I mean, I've been through this before. I think I'll be okay.
Are you all
I want
right,
the
Paul?
people to get to look. They saw how he lived. They deserve to see how he died.
Dude, I feel really bad right now, TJ. Should we play this even?
I'm gonna play it.
All right, man. Just play it.
I feel like we got to confront this.
Today,
oh God, it's so painful! No! Why, dear leader? Why? Oh my God, no,
Poor
man.
Paul, dude. Dude, Paul's getting me in. Dude, I'm starting to just empathize with Paul, dude. It's so hard to look at it.
It's okay. He's just a great man.
He looks like looks like Sleeping Beauty there. Like if you just gave him a kiss, he'd
Good night,
spring
sweet
right
prince.
back up.
Good night, man. How is this even possible,
His death,
dude?
one final insult to the foreign intelligence agencies who tried for years unsuccessfully to penetrate his regime. They learned, like everyone else, from the official announcement, some 48 hours after his death. Today, Kim Jong-il's son and heir choked back what appeared to be real tears as he gave
what appeared to be real tears.
What appeared to be real, genuine human emotion.
I thought that dictators couldn't feel human
Look
emotions.
at how they cover them like there's some kind of fucking aliens that can't have.
Appeared to shed real tears over the death of his father.
I mean, yeah, it was still his fucking father, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
solemn bow of goodbye.
He is truly not a ready for primetime player. The Chinese themselves are a little worried about whether he's really up to the task.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Let me ask a question. Where's Dr. Christopher Hill now, and where's Kim Jong-un right now? Dipshit.
Today, most of the public displays of grief beggared
Oh, man.
belief.
Poor people.
Father General, where...
You mock their grief? You mock...
TJ, these people are genuinely sad. They're genuinely sad, TJ.
You scoffer.
Many in uniform.
Oh my God.
Like
a whole country pretending to give a shit.
Part of
Crazy.
this is
Pretending.
political. It's manufactured and on the part of the citizens. But you cannot discount that some of this is quite genuine.
No.
When Kim Jong-il's
No, it's
father
not.
died,
That's
the
bullshit.
outpouring
I
of
know
grief
fake
was
crying when
equally
I see
over the
it.
top. The great leader and later the dear leader were North Korea's only celebrities. Today we met Sol Lee, a 23-year-old defector from the North, who said her generation doesn't buy it. People in my mother's generation were brainwashed, she said, but we're not so blind. State media released what they said was the
love
last
this. This is my
photo
favorite part,
taken of
dude.
Kim Jong-il on a supermarket escalator. Today, the escalator is a shrine. If
There's people crying. This is great. Just hear what they're saying.
If
It's
only
beautiful.
he could ride it again, she cried.
Yeah, dude, if only.
If only he rides one more time on escalator. No. Kim Jong-un dead. No. God, why?
There's a velvety lined escalator in North Korea, which is the last thing he ever rode in his life. Really.
Wow.
If only he come back right escalator one more time. No.
Countries are still at war, but today South Korea extended condolences to the North Korean people. And officials here said that they won't be lighting the Christmas trees on the DMZ. In the past, North Korea viewed Christmas trees on that heavily fortified border as a provocation. They don't celebrate Christmas there. They worship their leaders.
Well, you could have just said it's a Kim Jong-il tree. It's kind of what you did with
So
everything
we have
else.
more footage from the funeral.
Yeah, I want to see the funeral. I want to see them bury this turd in the sand.
Disgust me, TJ.
Good.
So it definitely just feels like a kind of a Soviet era like parade.
This is a solemn expression of national grief, Scotty. And you know what? Maybe you are dried up inside of your heart. You can't express this type of emotion, but the people of the DPRK know that when one of their leaders passes, a great man has gone to the great beyond.
So muted.
Oh, the sad motor.
Sounds like sounds like the Godfather music.
It does, doesn't it? That's so gay.
His official portrait.
What the fuck?
Oh, you're just jealous, dude. Nobody's
Oh,
gonna drive
man.
a giant hearse with a fucking 2-story tall picture of you on it when you die, bitch.
Look at that fucking wreath, dude.
Dude, when I die, I'm gonna have a fucking balloon on my casket. That
Dude,
says,
if you
get well
croaked,
soon.
if you croaked,
yeah,
but your essence and spirit remained long enough to watch your funeral procession, and some idiot put a giant 2-story picture of you, you'd be beaming with pride. You'd be like, "Oh hell yeah! Look at that! Everybody within a 10-mile radius to see my face, man. That's right. Should be taller though.
Not big enough."
You scoff, sir.
A little known fact: this is actually the most exercise Kim Jong-Il has ever had in his life.
Says you, dude. That's all rippling muscle under there.
Wait a minute. Listen to this dude's voice. I gotta boost the shit out of this. You gotta listen to this fucking announcer voice trying to fucking act super sad in the back.
It's just like it's like the most sad thing you've heard in your life.
I wish I could get it louder, but this video fucking sucks. Video sucks dick.
Well, it was filmed in North Korea, so I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, they ain't got the best audio equipment over there, I guess.
What are you talking about, dude?
I'm surprised the snowstorm didn't
Perfect
pause
volume.
for his funeral,
Yeah,
too.
it's weird because the snowstorm paused when he died. Oh, well, they're playing that too.
Oh wow, dude!
The snow is
edge poetry too.
The snow is like the world crying at the death of beloved leader.
It's so interesting to see this crowd just all pretend to be sad.
This guy doesn't look sad enough. I think they should kill him.
Yeah, kill him. Not sad.
Not sad enough. Kill him.
Unless you're throwing yourself on the ground wailing, you're not sad enough about this death. I like how they're all waiting like, okay, I have to act sad now. Now I have to pretend to be really upset as I see the picture in the hearse.
Man, I just don't know how you guys could laugh at something like this.
I don't know, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
So people prostrate themselves for a fucking spectacle. So it's so crazy, dude, that people have to act this way.
At least they got the snow, so they can like kind of like put some of that in their face to make it look like they're actually crying and shit.
Yeah, ready-made tears. Oh, dude. Paul's losing it, man.
Trying to choke it back, man.
Oh my god,
man. It's like living it all again, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope people learned something from that, but man, I don't ever want to watch that again.
Some nice photos I thought we'd end with.
Yeah, what's this?
So this is his first. Yeah, that's photo.
That's the first photo. Ah.
The Middle East is one of the most.
Shut up. All right, so here he is as a little kid.
Yeah.
This is kind of a teenager getting older, you know.
This is a 1963 photo from North Korea's official Korean news agency. Kim Jong-Il poses for a souvenir picture with leader Kim Il-sung and his sister Kim Kyung-hyo. Never heard of her. She must be dead. She must be disappeared by now.
I mean...
So Kim Jong-il talks with the North Korean farmers in 1971. He's not quite as fat there as he used to be.
What are you talking about, fat? Show me fat.
Perfect weight, TJ.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-il working in his office in an undated photo.
He's working.
Yeah. Me answer phone. Here he is testing some North Korean weaponry used to overthrow the imperialist U.S.
Yeah, chuckle now, but when you're driving one of fucking those beautiful space cars around.
Here he is looking at someone shooting a gun. Here he is directing a movie or
that was
advising.
That was actually him leading firearm training, TJ. That's not him.
Of course.
Just standing around.
Teaching these people how to shoot. Here he is giving advice during the filming of On Jung-gyeon Avenges Hirambi Ito.
Okay.
One of his finest films.
You've never seen it?
In this photo from North Korea's official Korean Central News Agency, Kim Il-sung Wright and son Kim Jong-il observe a miniature relief map.
Some infrastructure planning.
Changwang Street
a
in
good leader would
Pyongyang.
do.
Changwang in Pyongyang, dude. I love it.
It sounds like a punk album or something.
Changwang! Pyongyang! DPRK, motherfucker, you gay. All right.
What are you giggling about?
I don't know. I don't know. He looks like something. I don't know what. It's from 1980 from a television, his television footage, a screen cap. He's applauding while he attends the Workers' Party of Korea convention. Oh my God, what a fucking ridiculous bastard. Here he is in one of his... What the fuck is he?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
But his dad, dude, look at Kim Il-sung, though.
He looks dapper, dude.
He looks like a fucking Kansas City pimp, dude.
This is shortly before he died, over in 1989. He's be dead in 5 years after that photo.
Are you sure that's fucking Kim Il-sung? That's not Shit Whisker Slim, dude?
So here he is receiving a scarf from a youngster as he and military officials visit a school for orphans. This kid was
dude, even
later
the children
killed.
loved him.
Yeah, this
Dear
kid was-
leader, great general, you must not be cold.
Allow
me to hang
a scarf round your neck, dear leader.
Here he is with this nice guy, Vladimir Putin.
Still the president of Russia, by
they
the way.
were buds. They were chilling.
Putin, a little bit better at holding on to power than most dictators. I don't know what he's doing here. Just looking at some boots.
This is the new formula of eternal life juice that the DPRK has. He's inspecting the stockpile.
Look, he looks ready to die here. I want to just zoom in on this miserable fucking face. He just looks done.
Like, well, now I'm looking at boots.
He's like, here I am.
It's a
Look at
careworn
boots,
face,
man.
TJ. The weight of that entire fucking beautiful country was on his shoulders.
Here he is with one of our dictators.
Yeah, there you go.
There's him and Bill.
Hey, why isn't he shaking hands and effusively praising Kim Jong-Il in this picture?
Maybe they did that earlier. Oh, my God. Here he is letting himself being tortured by an accordion. So, I mean, he's got some patience.
The accordion is a noble instrument that conveys a lot of emotion when you play it, TJ.
They say that a true gentleman is someone who knows how to play the accordion but doesn't. So,
wow. Which obviously
people
Kim
that don't
Jong-il
know
was like
accordions
that.
might say that.
Well, dude, Kim Jong-il is probably the most talented musician to ever live.
So here he
Absolutely.
is looking at his son and just being like, fuck.
He's like, shit,
oh
dude.
my God,
This
he's
is my
everything
legacy.
bad about me and nothing that's good.
Here he is just kind of looking old and depressing. And then here's his stupid son. I think it's...
I mean, stupid.
What? I'm sorry.
How many people do your bidding, TJ?
Just you two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. Bid me to do something, TJ.
I bid you to sit there and be a fat, useless fuck.
That's not fair, because that's just what I am.
That's, of course, the great...
There's the
strict-
whiners
yeah.
crying
Oh.
again. Anyway, so who do you think wins? I think Kim Jong-un has got it more down.
Ill.
Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, Kim Il-sung, all those
Learn
guys.
the names of these great men, TJ.
I'm
Why
just
do you
saying,
just keep
I
bumbling
think
and fumbling?
I think the North Korea dictators did it better than Gaddafi. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, so Paul, if you had to pick, who would you pick? Would you pick?
I mean, it's obvious to me. Weed is legal in North
Yeah.
Korea. He's
cinephile.
Kim Jong-il's a cinephile. Probably likes some music.
Something we
too.
actually didn't get into was, dude, he was a foodie. He actually had a personal fucking...
Well, we saw him.
Well, you can
staring
tell just
at
looking at his
turkeys
fat
and
fucking
chickens
ass.
And pigs
Oh
and
no,
shit.
he got the no, Paul. I'm not talking like.
By the way, do you notice the Ills or whatever their family name is just keep getting fatter and fatter with each
I did
generation?
notice that. But Paul,
Like, how big are these motherfuckers
He
going to
actually-
be by the time we get to like, the 7th or 8th generation? It's just going to be Jabba the Hutt.
maybe that's the origin of Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
dude.
they'll change their family name to Harkonnen, and it'd be
Yeah,
nice,
dude. Kim Il Hut, some shit. It's gonna be awesome, dude. I'm waiting for that day. Well, I'll be dead. I'll be long dead.
I mean, he was also the inventor of the hamburger, so I mean, it's kind of hard not to
That's
get
true.
fat if your dad invented the hamburger.
That's an astonishing fact.
But they seriously, he actually had a personal Japanese chef, which is actually a source of a lot of the memoirs and stuff about him, like personal experiences. Like he actually sent him around the world, like to get fucking delicacies. So this dude ate better than even like 99.9% of anyone.
Can't believe the disrespect.
While his people starved.
His dad did not invent the hamburger, okay? The hamburger is a bastardization of Bojo Honchong Koko Kumpanchakumyong,
I'm sorry, yeah.
which
True
he
enough.
invented.
Fair enough,
The
dude.
go bug gang bang gang.
All right. Well, that's 2 dictators. If you guys enjoyed this one, let us know, because we could definitely do some more dictators. There's lots of them to choose from.
And if you really enjoyed this one, become a patron and get everybody to become patrons so that I have enough money to become one of these dudes. Because I guarantee you, if you think these dudes were crazy, give me absolute power and watch the fucking weirdness unfold. But that's all up to you.
Give us a little preview. Tell us about Dictator Paul and his exploits.
Oh my God. I would like do this thing that I sometimes fantasize about this. I would call it holding court. But really it would just be me sitting in a big comfy chair and people would come in that had done shit that was wrong. And there would really, like, the meme would be that you're already dead before you come in, because I'm gonna find something wrong with you, and I'm gonna, like, I would do like these like mass like lineups of executions of undesirables.
You got to spare one every now and then, though.
I like Gaddafi's all
to make them think
security,
there's some chance.
But I would expand that, an all-female government that's all subservient to me, and their power is based on how much semen they can extract out of it.
Right.
So if they've got like a giant fucking...
So they got to like suck your dick and then spit it into a jar.
I don't care how they
jar
get it.
weighs
I don't
the
care
most.
how they get it. That's up to them. They can fucking do whatever they do.
So whoever accrues the most Paul semen, that determines their rank in the hierarchy of government.
Yes. So the prime minister obviously would be the one, like, she'd be the hottest
biggest
bitch in the
Paul
land.
slut there is.
That could extract the most jism. You know?
I like it. It's creative.
So Paul basically be a sex addict leader too.
Well, I do, I'd want to mess around with dudes too. So, but there would be no status involved in that. I would just kidnap random hot dudes.
Yeah, and just like bring them to the fucking sex palace or whatever.
Force my chicks to force
but
them.
But they're just cum dumps. The women actually, it's a career move for them.
In fact, no dude gets my load. Because I don't want him selling it to some chick that didn't get it. You know what I mean?
Well, wouldn't that be part of the thing? Is like, if they can send me a hot enough twink or whatever,
I
then
guess maybe.
TJ.
What?
What's Paul talking about this dude shit for, dude?
Paul's a faggot, dude. Paul's half
What?
faggot. He's half faggot.
Why was I never informed of this?
I don't know.
I would have food flown in every day from every corner of the globe. The finest foods would be flown in every day and laid out before me for me to peruse.
Yeah.
Paul, I was not opposed to you being a dictator until I found out that fact about you, dude.
What?
That you're half a faggot.
Half gay,
I'm not,
dude.
I probably...
there's no way, Paul.
22%
over my fucking
gay.
dead body, you're going to fucking rule a goddamn country now. Freedom fighters, bitch.
I mean, hey, if the patrons decide...
Freedom fighters!
So, become a patron if you want Paul to be a dictator of the planet. Because the more money we have, the more close Paul is.
The closer Paul is to his dream.
To being that.
Trust me, it would be awesome for me.
For me.
And entertaining for you.
And entertaining for me as well.
But also for them. Because they're...
depending.
Depending on where they
as long as they're not in Paul's court.
As long as they stay off my fucking radar.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm assuming you're going to get a country. Maybe you should just take over, like, Wyoming or something.
Yeah. Just whatever state we don't need, Kentucky or
Wyoming,
or
Kentucky,
Nebraska, maybe Montana. I'd take
Montana. There's a lot of scenic beauty there too.
Flyover state.
Kind of cold though.
Yeah,
but
Emperor of Montana.
This is Lord Paul of the Kingdom of. Well, you wouldn't keep calling it Montana, would you? You'd call it like Paultopia or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Like Paultana. I don't know. But anyway, become a patron so you can see that. Yes, maybe each one of us will take over a state, and you'll get to see our warring states competing
My state
against
will
each
be
other.
the best dictatorship. The best dictator. You will both be under my boot heel before long.
TJ.
The people will love me.
I don't think so.
Alliance. Let's fucking take over Paultopia, dude.
I ain't forming no alliance with you, bitch.
You better pack a lunch and get a couple more friends.
Hell
get a couple
no.
more dictators under your belt.
My country is going to be so good that all your guys' citizens are just going to flood right over. They're going to take it over and be like,
Bullshit,
this is part
dude.
of
I'm not a fucking
Tijania
illegal
now.
immigration problem because you motherfuckers ain't going to run your governments at all, dude. They're pouring into fucking Scotty land like crazy.
I'll send you all my
Doesn't even
dudes and I'll
sound
take all
good
your
to be in.
broads.
If
I
you
can't
just,
take Scotland, dude. It's already fucking been taken.
maybe you should just take over Scotland, dude.
Maybe so. Oh, dude, I don't know about that. Scottish people are pretty crazy.
See, but now if you use my semen extraction method, because I know both of you now want to be
No,
dictators.
I ain't
to
stealing
use it.
nothing. I ain't stealing nothing.
Oh,
off
you'd
you.
steal it.
I'm at my own method,
You'd
dude.
steal it.
Nope.
No,
I
You'd
won't.
steal it.
I don't
No, I
need
won't.
your crap ideas. I got
The
my
cum
own
economy
brilliant
is the
fucking-
most brilliant dictator idea that's ever happened, and you know it, and you're jealous, dude. Nobody has ever proposed a jism economy before.
The jism-based
and you
economy.
wish that you were the
Paul.
dictator that was brilliant, but that's why it has to be me. I'm the one that thinks
Transpalvania, dude. That's what I
of
would
the
call
sperm economy, dude. It's
TJ
perfect.
TJ-topia, dude. It's perfect.
Paul, you're going to be shooting blanks. You're going to be shooting some fucking blanks. Your economy's going to crash.
Yeah.
TJ-topia would be fucking.
I can't wait till the downfall of this shit. Paul's like, "Ow, it hurts when I come." They'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like the Paul economy has dropped 87% today. And
Eventually the women are just gonna fucking put him in one of those
See, if that
things like in
happens, though-
South Park where they just hook him up to a machine that just extracts semen nonstop.
Dude, if that happens and there's a bear market in the cum economy, it just means that women, like industrious bitches, need to step up and get to extract.
oh, dude, they're gonna
that
fake
nut.
Paul's cum. Is this Paul's genuine cum? Like, of course it is.
There'll be genetic tests for that. If they can find out whether or not this dude is the father of that kid, they can
Eventually some
test my
brilliant
jism.
woman will just figure out a way to clone your semen and make like a gallon of it or something.
Yeah.
Produce like a gallon of Paul jizz a day. What are we talking about? Let's just end this.
See? That's why I'm a good dictator.
All right, the end. Hope you enjoyed.
Good
if
night.
you did, let us know, and we'll do some more dictators if you want. Bye.